So you guys roll on roll 20, correct?
Yeah, or you can if you have to. If you've got the D&D Beyond app
Oh,
extension
yeah,
for
that's what
Chrome,
I meant.
you can just roll on D&D
Uh,
Beyond, just so long as it shows up in roll 20.
I meant
Right.
as opposed to physical dice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Intro music. Cue.
Story time, coming to us from an ancient rhyme. Witches, dragons, saints and kings, weavers of spells and magic things, forest of grass and mountains of dark. Here comes the story, hark!
All right. Welcome everyone. We're on for season 2, Flurry of Foes, or the Frosty Few. We've just completed a massive adventure through the frozen north of Icewind Dale, and concluded with the defeat of the Frost Maiden herself. Massive battle. You ended up having to fight 3 of her her avatars, effectively, and a plethora of other flunkies that she brought along with her. And this was because you were attuning to a Mythalar, which is a device inside a city that can control and fly the city around, but also change the weather to make it nice and comfortable for about 50 miles around the city. And you've now activated that. That's all done and dusted, and the sun is now rising once again. We, as a result of that, you've had a fair bit of celebrations last session as well. Accolades, obviously, from all of the townsfolk of 10 towns. You've saved them from a winter death of starvation, and let's see, and both Threads and Cletus have decided to stay on with the in the north, while others, I think there's 4 of you, Neo, Jacus, Sharpie and Ash Louise, are looking to head south. Now in doing so, your companion and ally from the Arcane Brotherhood, Velin Harpel, has cast a spell to teleport you, so you don't have to trudge your way at least out of the northern, across the spine of the world again. And you find yourselves at this point in a magical circle. That's a permanent circle within the host tower of the Arcane, within Luskan, and you've taken your leave of Velin. If there's any final comments or things you wanted to say, we can jump straight to that now. And otherwise, what do you want to do for the 4 of you?
Well, for Bacchus, he would try to contact his crew to
Yes.
meet him in last time.
Ah, yes, okay. So can you roll in an investigation check for me, having a snoop about?
Six.
6. Okay, today you're not sure. That you're pretty sure that it was Luskan that they said they'd meet you up in. Maybe it was Neverwinter, you can't... You're certain it wasn't Neverwinter, but haven't been able to find them on the docks or wherever. But you do know that you got a sending message from Lucius, saying that the group had moved south to Luskan and await your return, and are rallying allies to your cause, forming a mercenary group.
All right.
Ash, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, you might want to... you're the one that sort of led the party south in a way. Do you want to give a bit of a summary of what's the cause to that, what you know?
Well, all Ash knows is that when praying for divine aid in the final battle, she was an angel by Selune, who told her that in lieu of any sort of payment, she would be needed to perform a service by defeating some being called Chavrolak down south. So she was given sort of basically the rough area and a name, and that's all she knows. So she only knows that her mission involves going down south to this region and defeating this certain entity.
Yes.
And then she will sort of like, ask anyone who would like to help her to follow, because she needs all the help she can get.
On that, yes, on that, when this planar ally, we didn't mention that, he was looking to you to give the salute, if you can remember it, that the worshippers of Selune give as a greeting. If you want to try and recall that, a intelligence check will come to mind, or religion, if you've got that.
Oh, should I make a check?
Yes.
Let's see. Rolling now. Ooh, dirty 20.
Oh, very good. Okay. So you remember it. I'll type it into the chat for you.
Here comes the sun. It's all right.
He smiles and says, "Don't call me Angel of the Morning, baby," and heads off to Mount Celestia or wherever the hell he came from. Ascends. I had to get that in there. Sorry about that. I was thinking about it through the week. Back to Ash. So Shavolak is who this angel mentioned, and you need to travel as far to the south as you have to the north. That's pretty much all you've got.
Sounds like it would be the other side of the planet, though, because we're pretty far north.
You are. You're about as far north as the known world goes. Well, you
Yeah.
were. Yeah. So you've exited the host tower. Jacques has had a bit of a wander around the docks. Anything else anyone wants to do?
Kingsport like to come with me, or would he like to go with Threads? Because Threads might be a good companion for him. And since I know I'm going in danger, I leave it up to him to decide.
Well, he asked what your
I
plans
say
are.
Kingsport that you don't know.
He asked
Well, Kingsport, I'm going to travel very, very far south to a place I don't really know, and I have to find and defeat a being I have no idea about, besides its name. So I know you've already died once as my companion, so I suppose I leave it to you. What do you want to do? You can go with Threads to the Feywild if you prefer.
He's going to struggle with any sort of serious adventuring just because of his mobility, being a penguin. So if there's any central place where he could go with you, and then either wait it out and meet up again sometime later when you've finished going further to south on dangerous adventures, then he would love to do that.
Well, I do know of a great library. I know that Kingsport, you served your demon master as a sort of librarian. Would you like to peruse the stacks of Candlekeep, perhaps the greatest library on the planet?
He says that would be the best thing ever. So long as you're going to come back and pick me up on the way.
I promise to do so if I can.
All right. In that case, Kingsport's, that's it. Kingsport will come with you at least for this journey. And if you look on your map, there's Luskin. If I scroll in here, I'll shift ping. Don't know if you can see that. You might need to zoom in a little at this point here.
Oh yeah.
So Neverwinter is the next city down, past steep cliffs all the way. The reason for this is quite dangerous, or why these cities are so important, is because there's not really any decent place to weigh anchor, to put down an anchor and come in for either fresh water and so on. And so ships tend to dash from city to city along this coast. If you look further south, there's the Mere of Dead Men, so that's flatter, and there's a place also along the hills of the Sword Mountains, so there's a place you can pull up there, like with a rowboat, a small skiff or something, but then it's water deep and further beyond. But I guess I'm just talking to the main thing now. Sometime later, Jacques, you hear a voice in your head. Jacques, we have assembled. Many troops have flocked to our cause, more than we could have imagined. And he gives the name of a ship, the Ravenous.
Alright, I'll head over to the docks and find this ravenous ship.
Okay, that's pretty easy. When you ask for the Ravenous, it's fairly famous. It used to be a pirate ship. It's been repurposed. And this is, you recognise, it's the same ship that you travelled north on. Charlester Stormcloak, I think, was the captain at that stage, and still is.
Mhm.
And there you meet Lucius, and he comes and greets you. Jacques. You know, it looks like he was about to go and say, "Sire," but he holds his tongue. He's very good at, not giving things away, and he gestures for you and your companions to come on board.
So, how many troops were you able to recruit?
We have almost 100, Captain.
Great.
And you can see there's
And
plenty of troops. There's the veterans that saved you in Icewind Dale. There's 4 of those, but there's also a couple of knights that have signed on with fealty and sympathy to the cause of the Algondar bloodline. But they say it's dangerous in the north. Even with this company, we've got a decent band here, but the Neverwinter knows that you're abroad.
Oh,
And
okay,
I've spoken with the captain, and we have plans to set sail as soon as you arrive. So unless there's anything you wish to do, I would ask Charlester to weigh anchor in the morning.
let me get my. Well, it's nice to see you again. We're actually planning to go south. Can this ship take us all the way south? What's the
Charlester
most
says
southern?
this ship can go anywhere.
All right, let me fetch my crew first. I'll meet you back here. In the meantime, here's some gold pieces. Make sure the army's all set up with their equipment.
Okay, so the gold gets locked away in the pay chest to be doled out at the right time, and you've the rest of the party can come aboard the Ravenous. You see that there's a new first mate, a red-haired warrior in metal armor, plate armor, bit out of sorts for a sea warrior.
Oh. Hello there. What's your name?
First mate. The warrior looks over you. How do you look, Ashlois?
How do you? Oh, I am a sort of pale reddish-skinned tiefling. So she is sort of a demonic heritage of a tiefling, but she is definitely sporting like holy symbols around like her neck and on her shield, and she is clearly a cleric of some kind. If you know your holy symbols, you can see that she's a cleric of Selune, goddess of the moon.
And is the entire company with you?
Yeah, so Sharpie, you're there, and these mercenaries have been getting militia, soldiers, archers, and so on, set up and stowed away, and giving them bunks and so on.
Okay. Well, Ashlois, you'll see a average-sized human female. She looks very comfortable in her armor, which is polished and well kept, but it looks pretty well used as well. It's got a few batters and looks like it's had a few cuts and scrapes buffed out of it. And she matches you with a pretty, not intense but serious look. And sorry, what did you say again? Did you ask her name?
I don't think I've asked anything of her yet. I think it was Jacuz, wasn't it?
Jacuz, sorry.
Yeah, so Jackus is like greenish, half orc, and you see him in a full plate armor that's like black with some red hints of red. He's got a big hammer and a mace and a shield and a javelin on his back.
Okay. Well, the lady will look Jacuz up and down and say, good afternoon. My name is Fahrenheit. Welcome aboard the ship. And she'll kind of stand there looking very stiff, very straight, very soldierly.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having us on board. I'm sure you can keep us safe through this long journey.
It looks like you can keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
Another figure startles you coming out from below decks. A dragonborn with, I think, pale scales.
Okay. He comes out from below deck and sees everyone sitting up and just breaks into song. He goes, just Sally Brown is a nice young lady, way ho, roll and go, and starts singing to get people inspired. You see that he has like a flute that he's playing to kind of provide the beat, but in the middle of providing the beat, he'll take a breath to go sing as well. Yeah, and he just jumps to find the highest stack of crates and stands upon it and just starts singing.
What's your name, sir? Looks like are you the ship entertainer?
He points a finger at you, as if to signal to wait, and then finishes the full song. Just stands there as you finishes the full song and then jumps down and says, Ryder Argentum, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Now,
And then
sorry, go on, Jacuz.
I'll just turn over to the captain and just tell him, looks like you've picked up some interesting new people aboard your ship this time around.
She says, yes, there's always interesting characters aboard the Ravenous. Sharpie, I can't remember. You'll need to remind me. Is Witro still in the north? I'm not getting anything. I'll jump back in. I'll just give you a ping.
Well, that was good.
He might.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so Sharpie, which row I wanted to ask about, and also if you wanted to jump in or have anything to say as the ship makes ready to depart. Silent as ever, or like me, Discord's not working.
Yeah, I don't think we can hear him.
Discord. I had an option to upgrade when I logged into it tonight, and it said, "Oh, to get rid of bugs." It's like, oh, it always is, but maybe there's something genuine.
No,
I don't
still can't
understand
hear you,
why you
Sharp.
would pay to get rid of bugs.
Okay. Whatever is being said, we'll be moving on in any case, and give Sharpie a bit of time.
Is 12 supposed to be my passive perception or my passive insight?
Passive perception. So I'm
My
trying
passive perception.
If that's
14.
wrong, you can just go change it.
Yeah, okay. Where do I go change that? In my character sheet?
Can you edit the token itself? You click on the token and then click on the cog.
See anything for a name though. I just see the 3 bars and an aura.
Oh, okay. This is for rider,
Yeah.
is it? Or
Yeah.
I can
It's
change
14.
So what should it change to? Passive perception?
14.
14. Save. And what about Lady
Just
Fahrenheit?
form
What's
up,
hers?
What was that? Sorry. Her passive perception.
Yeah.
It's 15.
15. Oh, you guys. All right. Okay.
By the way, Anthony, we can't see the aura or the bar of Lady Fahrenheit.
No, I might need to drag it back in there a bit or something, but I'll worry about that as we move along. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, which row? Eater of Lambs. Eater of Lambs? Rams. Oops.
Eater of lambs.
Yeah. Sharpie has which rows? Okay, so you also see the Rider and Lady Fahrenheit, a large owl fly in, and there's a halfling on top of it. Not the sort of chipper sort of halfling that you might be used to, or that as a stereotype. He's got a few scars across his face, but otherwise he looks dressed to travel light. But he does have a staff, a very epic-looking staff. Okay, so the ship sets off. Do any of you have any specific navigation or vehicles or skills that you might want to use? The captain's expecting you all to form part of the crew and help work out. But I just wanted to know if there's anyone in particular.
Well, I'm first mate, so I'm probably giving orders to people throughout the ship, and relaying the orders of the captain as well.
Okay, so let's see. That's usually navigation tools. I think it's intelligence. Can you do an intelligence with advantage, please, Lady Fahrenheit?
Intelligence with advantage.
Yep.
All right. Don't fuck me, D&D Beyond.
It'll work.
How do I make it advantage?
So right click the modifier and then it'll show you the 3 options. So it'll say advantage, regular roll, or disadvantage.
Ah, clever. I like that. Roll. Come on, baby. That's a big fat 9.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to move your ship. This is just about how well the ship travels and how well it handles in the weather.
Not well.
And does anyone have any skill that they particularly wish to apply to this. It doesn't specifically have to be navigation or something. If you can come up with a way to use the skills that you've got that might help. It's sort of like how you would volunteer.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that I'm kind of the ship's like minstrel, and I'm keeping morale up by with my just absolutely oozing levels of charisma and charm.
All right, very good. So you get the sea shanties rolling, and keep everyone
Mhm.
fit and not bored and not fighting each other because they're busy dancing about.
Open mouth gawking at me
Okay,
as I am just fully stunning and gorgeous.
okay. All right, can I get you to roll a performance? Anyone else want to apply any specific skill they've got?
And
When
Jacques will probably
Just a
do
flat
persuasion
performance.
on the mercenaries and just order them around
Yep.
to help with the ship
Okay.
and just make it seem like this is your training.
Right. Okay. Yep. All right. So it keeps everyone warmed up and ready. I think Ash, you were about to say something.
Yes, I could use my knowledge of religion. Selune is a goddess of tides and stars and navigation, so maybe I can help either with navigation or also assist the bard in keeping morale up with
Okay.
religious symbols.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're the one effectively giving the advantage to Lady Fahrenheit. Jacques, can you roll a persuasion or intimidation? Your choice. This is like a leadership test.
23.
Okay. And
God damn.
we've had the performance and we've had the religion. Okay, so with you all helping, and a bit of good luck, you cross a few more merchant ships going the other direction. You even
Testing one.
Sorry. You pass a
Okay,
few.
Sharpie is back.
Oh,
Okay,
good
cool.
one.
No, they're Sharpie.
Back in business. Okay, so yeah, and you pass Neverwinter safely, past the Mere of Dead Men, and put dock into Waterdeep, the massive city, largest in the north. Some of you may or may not have been here before. I guess Lady Fahrenheit definitely would have. But the ship's not planning to stay long, but if you need to get out and do anything, you can.
I would, if we're docking in Neverwinter, could I purchase some stuff from like a magic shop?
You might be able to do that in Waterdeep, but they skipped Neverwinter entirely.
Oh, I see. Yes, in Waterdeep. Oh, Waterdeep's just as good, if not better, I'm sure.
Okay.
I would like to purchase some diamonds. We need to discuss the purchase of diamonds with the Frosty
Okay.
friends, the Frosty few. Because I don't know about you, but I use them all up. I'm afraid.
Right. So how long do you want to stay in here to do this? I'm just scrolling in to zoom in on where we are.
I'm sure a day or two at most.
Yep. Okay.
Hit up the magic source. Unless you guys have a different plan. But I would definitely want some resurrection diamonds.
Sharpie, you'll put in money for that.
Mm.
I want to check what keep for adamantine plate.
Oh, that's also a good idea. I should probably do that as well.
You ask
I
about,
wanna
but it
look
sounds
for-
like there's not going to be enough time to go looking for magic items. They don't really come up that much. It's like in the north, waiting for the auction or waiting for something to come in, but there's not magic shops as such.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can get,
Could I just go get a loot?
yeah, sure. So you
Okay.
can, if you only want one of it, you can get anything from the player's handbook while you're here. That's readily accessible.
Okay.
What was I going to say? Oh, the diamond situation. So Ash, you can get up to 2,000 worth of diamonds for the cost of what they are. But beyond that, people are going to wake up to your desperation and it's going to cost more for that final 2,000. It'll cost 3 for the second lot.
Oh boy. Well, it's up to you guys. I guess we start with. Do we want 4 500 gold diamonds, or do we want to invest in like 300 gold diamonds?
What? How much do you need? Oh, what's the cost?
Well, for 300 gold, I can resurrect someone who has been dead for a minute, and for 500 gold, I can resurrect you if you've been dead for 10 days, which we've had to go through a few of those actually, surprisingly.
Get 2 500s and 3 300s.
Poor thing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then I also pick up like a couple of healing kits or something like that. If everyone can buy like 1 healing kit, that's only like 5 gold.
Sure.
Okay, so if you want a healing
How
kit,
often do people die around here?
tended to happen quite a bit when they were under the glacier, but not for the last week or so. Everyone is not dead. In fact, I think you went for quite a long time without any fatalities. Somebody died.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have spent 1900 gold on an assortment of diamonds. I don't know if you guys want to buy into that.
Sharpie will give you 500 gold.
Sure.
Sharpie's also going to buy, say, about 50 days rations to stick in the pouch of holding.
Good idea.
Okay. So
Yeah, Jackus will also give you 500.
Oh, you give me 500 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I give you nothing.
Yeah. You can tell that the others haven't been doing the sorts of lucrative adventuring that you guys are doing with ruins littered with gold and gems and whatnot. So, yeah. Everyone else pats their pockets and no bags of gold turn up. But so you get your diamonds. So what did you end up getting? 2 500 and what was it?
3 300.
3 300s.
Yeah.
Okay. And so people have crossed off the 500 that they're donating in to get that. And Ash, you write those diamonds on your character sheet if you're the one carrying them. Okay. Set sail again. So I'm going to need a leadership test, a advantage from Jackus, a advantage intelligence test from Lady Fahrenheit, and performance from the resident flautist.
The 21 on persuasion.
Okay.
Well, it's a lutist now, but as he
yes.
comes aboard with a new instrument, and he starts doing this kind of dual, trying to play the flute while keeping it just in his mouth, and yeah, it's pretty good, better than before.
17. Okay. All right. So you get. Sharpie, I didn't give you. You were silent at the time when we were doing that. Is there anything that you wanted to do while the ship's sailing?
If the ship isn't going too fast, Sharpie will scout ahead and above on White Rose.
Okay. So you can do a.
What are you flying?
Yeah, flying. He's flying his owl. He's got a giant owl the size of a horse.
Nice.
Okay.
Lady Fahrenheit got a natural 20 on her intelligence check.
Ah, awesome. Okay, so you scout past some dangerous areas, more not dangerous as in pirates, just dangerous as in rips and rocks, and make really good distance the next day beyond the River Dalimba, which runs south of Waterdeep, and you're now well into the Sword Coast. Another day. This is you don't have sort of wandering encounters all the time out at sea. Merchants go up and down this coast quite a bit. You'd be unlucky to get it. People do go with escorts and things, but for the most part, merchants are able to sail up and down this coast.
How many days have we been sailing now, Anthony?
Yeah, so let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days.
6 days. So as the days progress, Fahrenheit will approach each of you kind of surreptitiously. Like, she's always around, but she doesn't really talk very much. But she'll approach each of you and ask for your attention. And as she comes up to you, she pulls out a parchment and unfurls it, and there's a picture of herself and 2 men. And she taps on the picture of one of the men, and she says, asks each of you if you've seen this man.
5 fingers.
Your lovers, are they?
No, looking at the picture, it looks like a family portrait. With a taller man and a slightly smaller man. She's tapping on the smaller man.
I don't know. I don't know what your culture is like. A lot of cultures breed within the family, but sure. Look, never seen this man before in my life. I would know because I never forget a face.
Oh, that's a shame.
Especially a pretty one, and then I wink.
Oh.
Fahrenheit will smile a knowing smile to Ryder, and then put the portrait away and walk away pointedly.
Right. And at the end of that 6th day, you sail up the river Kion Thar, to Baldur's Gate. This city is almost the size of Waterdeep. They are sort of trading partners, but also trading rivals, and a lot of the trade that comes from the east comes down the River Chantha or through trade routes through Baldur's Gate, another protected harbour further up the river, with the deep river entrance to give access to the ocean. You know here that the standing army of Baldur's Gate is the Flaming Fist, which is a mercenary company, and they get involved in all manner of things. Privatised police force, Robocop style. Other than that, you're doing the normal stuff, restocking. Each of these stops along the way, every few days you would be stopping for some food. Not food, sorry, just fresh water. Okay.
We should get ourselves a decanter of one of the endless ones, and then we could probably save ourselves some time.
Oh, there's one for sale. Go point it out to me.
Yes. Sharpie, on the way to Candlekeep, you're in the open ocean, you're cruising around, and the weather drops so much so that the ship is effectively becalmed. The captain curses, and there's not a lot we can do, but we can either just sit here and wait for it, or possibly break out oars and see if we can get any wind and make a bit of headway.
Sharpie will not be involved in breaking out of oars, but he will fly around, see if he can see any sign of wind elsewhere.
Okay. Anybody else? Shalasta turns to you, Jackus. What about all that muscle we've got in the basement, in the bilge here? I reckon get your troops out and give them all oars.
Yeah, Lucius, assemble the troop. Help the captain break through this.
Okay. It's not really designed for it, the shape of the ship, but if worse comes to worse, it can be done. It's more for open ocean. Galleys, which are designed for just cruising along and optimising, just sliding through the water, but it means that they're a bit more susceptible to damage with storms and high seas and things. But you start to make a bit of a headway, at least plodding along as if you had a slow breeze. Sharpie, you can see a bedraggled mast in the distance.
He'll fly over the ship, get a good look at it.
Okay. It looks pretty much dead in the water. There's only one mast, and it's just got a single crosspiece, but the sail is completely tattered.
Is there anybody on the ship itself? Like people walking?
Can you roll a perception? Doesn't look like it's got a full crew or anything like that. So two things you notice. It looks like there's a figure in the top of the crow's nest, and there's another figure. There's actually two, sort of trying to climb or around the mast, gathered around the mast at the base. Looks like all the railing pretty much been destroyed. There's none of the rope ladders and things that you would normally get on a ship.
Right, so we'll take one sort of close flyby past the top of the mast, sort of maybe about 60 feet above, just to check out who's on the top and what the status of the crew is, and then it'll fly back to ship.
Yeah, okay. The person in the top looks like just curled up in a ball.
That's look good, and the two good things trying to climb up the mast.
Yeah, so they look like they're trying to climb the mast, like with their hands and feet, and then just sliding back down.
Just normal seagoing people.
You probably can't get that close flying by. You'd have to land to get a good look to see their faces.
No,
but they're human. Human size, 2 arms and legs, that sort of thing. You'd know if they were ogres or goblins or something.
Fly back to the ship and drop off the news. There's a becalmed ship. Looks like it's been becalmed and wrecked for a while. Okay. Something's gone wrong there.
Well, one thing you do notice is it smelled. It smelled rotten.
Like a lot of dead people. All right. I'll pass it on to Jackus and Ash first.
Okay. Oops.
Oh. Should we paddle out and have a look? I mean, maybe. Do they need rescue?
Well, it's on our way, pretty much. So, I don't think. I mean, if there's probably not many people left to rescue, but you can at least have a look.
We'll throw on her dark blue cape of magic resistance and and the ulti axe from her past adventures. Strap it on.
All right, moving to a new.
We should take a bit. Bring some guards with us.
Okay.
Just stick that aluminum plate armor in front of us. That'll be fine.
Just adjusting your tokens to be. Now you could check these just to see that you've all got access to your tokens. Get rid of any wounds. You should be all fully healed. Just get you down to the right size. There we go. You'll find it a bit easier if you use the arrow keys. But yeah, so there you are on your ship. You pull up. This ship, well, it's the one that you can see on the screen looks like a 3-master ship. I'm just using it to give a bit of an idea of its size. It's a lot bigger than the one you're on, but very long. It's clearly a galley. There are many oars poking out the sides, some of them moving, but not with any coherent.
I don't think my token has vision, because I just see a black screen.
Oh, do you? Who's that, Lady Fahrenheit? Let's have a look.
No, that is Ryder.
Ah, Ryder.
Yeah, I can see it.
There you go, vision. And you got dark vision?
Yeah, no. What?
Dragonborn don't get dark vision.
No.
Oh, I wish I had known that. Oh, I
Okay.
don't?
Now you should be able to
You
see.
get equipment, that's fine.
There we go, yep.
What conditions does the ship look like?
Looks like it's been battered by storms, and at this distance, pulling up alongside, you can see there's 10, 20, 30 foot away. It absolutely reeks.
Does it look like it's a fresh ship, or does it look like an old like ghost ship? Like
No, it looks like something that's been adrift for maybe months, not years. They'll generally sink after a time of neglect. Even just small leaks will take them down in a couple of months.
Lady Fahrenheit will turn to the captain and say, "Captain, I don't think we should board this ship. It's something stinks, literally and figuratively. I recommend we keep on our path."
It looks like it's southern designs, maybe from Kalimshan or something like that.
Do you think if we patch this ship up, it would be a better ship for our cause than this current ship, or would it be worse for wear?
Shalasta would say it would need a lot of repairs, but with the crew that you've got downstairs, they could paddle it, but then you're paddling from here to wherever it is. It's a long way.
Okay, never mind then. Well, I mean, if there's nobody on there that needs help, then why would we board a filthy ship?
You can see two
The
creatures
guy at the
on
mast might still be around, alive. Who knows?
Yeah, so there's two humans at the base of the mast, and they are clawing so much that the skin is peeled away from their fingers, and there's blood all on the base of the mast.
Yeah.
Jacques is gonna do a divine sense.
Okay, what's the range?
See,
of your
there's a-
divine? What's the range of it?
60 feet.
60. Okay, that's probably
Yeah.
well in range. They're both undead. Oh,
Okay.
you'd have to walk to
Heads
sort
up,
of-
guys. There's some dead here.
I'm missing that a bit. You're a bit muted.
This ship is full of undead. So if we're going in, we have to be prepared.
Oh, we could try a spirit guardian spell if you can cover me, like with those jelly blob things in that tower, perhaps.
Yeah, that should work good.
Well, I guess if I see them, I just want to step forward so I'm not within range of anybody, and I'm gonna thunderclap and go try and get their attention and go, "Oi!"
Okay. You do a
And
thunderclap.
thunderclap makes a burst of noise from. Yeah.
Turn around to look at him.
Do you have to really?
Okay. Now, while the
It's
creatures on
somewhat,
here,
somewhat painful.
the token I'm using is a ghoul, but really what I mean is it's a human-sized undead. You don't get free information as to what they are, but they can look all rotten. The flesh is peeled away. They're still wearing southern robes, but mostly rotten or torn, and they sort of shuffle slowly to the edge, leaving the figure. And they reach over the side, and both arms reach over, and it looks like they're just reaching towards your ship.
I
I look
say.
over to Shoppy. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I look over to Shoppy and say, "Oi, do you know why they're clawing away there?"
Well, if you ask Jacos, he said they're dead.
Yeah, but do you know why? Do you know why they're trying to climb the mast?
There was a guy on top of the mast.
Oh,
Maybe they wanted to get to him.
And looking up, you can see that there's a sort of hunched figure with a blanket sort of wrapped over it.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I can identify it as human,
Yeah.
unhuman?
We'll go for get your eagle eye out.
Perception. Let's go. Ugh. No.
9.
The salt is in Lady Fahrenheit's eyes.
Even with a +5. Yeah, the sun. It's just clearly the sun. No. Human size, so medium.
Fahrenheit will stand there looking a little bit conflicted for a minute, and then turn to the captain and say, "Captain, permission to raid the other boat with a rescue party."
Yeah, Shalasta will give you permission to into the other ship. Could be.
Fahrenheit will immediately turn to the other men and say, "Anybody who's willing and able, let's get on that boat." And then she'll start preparing a grappling hook and rope.
Okay.
Oh, pish posh. And then I'm gonna step up to Jackers and I'll stretch my hand, and I'd be like, "Want to come with me to the other side, handsome?"
Perfect opportunity to kill someone dead. I love it.
Okay. And if, as he says that, I assume he'll grab my hand as I've outstretched it,
Yep.
and I wanna dimension door us up here.
Okay. Right up at the where the deck. I forget what it's called.
The poop deck.
Poop deck.
Yep.
Okay, so you both disappear as other sailors on the ship go to cast grappling hooks.
I turn to Lady Fahrenheit. I admire your spirit to rescue these men. Then I look at those two as they teleport. Oh, for goodness sake! Did Jacuz learn nothing? You don't split the party.
Okay,
I
so
think
if you
you're expecting.
click on your token and do initiative, because we may as well do that.
How do I do initiative? Can I do initiative in
So
Beyond?
select your token so that it's highlighted, and then just click initiative. I think in D&D Beyond, isn't it?
Righto.
Sharpie,
Oh, wow.
I think my dex is higher than yours. Because mine's
Well.
1218.
Yep, that'd be right.
Okay, so Ash Louise, what do you want to do?
Try and get over there.
Okay. It's a 25-foot gap at the moment. You can tell that the two ships are going to be drawing together if you want to ready an action to jump across.
Yes, I will ready an action to do that.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action... Oh, actually, as an action, how far apart are these two undead?
5 foot apart.
She will bonus action spiritual weapon in the middle of them and slash at one of them.
Oh, okay.
Rolling now. 18 to hit. 15 to hit.
15 hits, quite easily.
7 force damage with a glowing sword of moonlight.
Okay, so 7 thumps into it, sweeps through, and it recoils from the blow as flesh starts plopping onto the floor that is slashed away, but it is still standing. And there's the glowing weapon next to it, you can see.
Cool. I go, Sharpie. Are we telepathically linked, Sharpie?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. So yeah, that'll be Ash's turn.
Okay.
Which is as
Lady Fahrenheit.
Yes.
You see the sword slash and the others port across.
Okay. So we're still. How far away is it? Like 25 feet.
25 feet.
Okay, and the rest of the sailors are helping to pull the boats together.
They are. Yeah, you won't. They've got all the all the muscle they need for that?
Well, I can't really do anything, so I'll just like give them a hand. I'll race over to one of the sailors or I'll throw my own grappling hook and hook the edge of the boat and start pulling it towards us.
Okay. All right. Can you roll athletics, please?
Athletics, absolutely. Yeah, baby.
How'd you go? 24?
24.
Okay, so you give your boost to the crew and close the gap 10 feet.
Okay.
Sharpie.
Sharpie is simply going to take aim for the shimmering
I think I go before
claw in his hand, and
because I have.
yeah, right.
19
Ryder should be
check.
before me.
Who's that, sorry? Lady Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Oh, who am I missing here? Oh, no,
No, Ryder.
Ryder's on a 12. Sharpie, you're on 12 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryder deck, so you should be first.
Okay. There you go, Ryder.
I'm gonna cast a second level Thunder Wave right in the middle of these two. So that's a
Nice.
con save DC 17, or they take something D8 3d8 damage, which is 13. And then I'm gonna bonus action try and telekinetic shove this one 5 feet, because that would mean that it falls like over the edge.
Thunderwave emanates from you, just remember.
Yeah, so
No, Thunderwave is a self. Oh shit. Never
Yeah.
mind. Oh.
yeah. So it's like you
Yeah.
stamp.
I'll do shatter.
Okay.
Yeah, shatter.
Shatter. Go
Okay.
for it.
Casting shatter, that's better.
So shatter.
Jeez, what a balloon.
I think that's
Good
even better
lord.
than Thunderwave.
Oh, well, shit damage.
But does that push them as well?
No.
No, it just kind of makes the ground difficult terrain.
Ah, okay.
Oh, well, I mean, it's still 3d8. It's the same as Thunderwave, but it's a lower roll.
Yeah, so
Like
how
you
much
say, Lavi.
damage? Is it 7 or 3? Is that right?
7 or 3, yeah.
Yep, okay.
Unless you want to take the first 3d8, then it's 13 or 6.
No, we'll stick with the rolls. Generally, what we do is whatever is the first accurate roll, we take. So if you accidentally click perception when you were trying to do a stealth, we go no, forget that. Just roll a stealth one, just for consistency.
Sure.
So these zombies.
And my bonus action was to a telekinetic shove.
Okay, so one of them dies, the one that got hit by the sword, and the other one doesn't quite, but takes damage.
Can this one make the DC 17 strength save or be
Yes.
pushed off the boat?
How far back does he go?
5 feet.
Ooh,
Is
okay.
it? Yeah, 5 feet.
Okay, so he goes back to here, and you see him tip over backwards, and you see a splash as a zombie starts floating. Actually, no, you're not going anywhere. You're becalmed, aren't you? So it's bobbing around in the water down here.
And very flamboyantly, he's going to take a wave at the thing as it falls over and goes, toodaloo.
Right. You'll have to walk over to the edge to give it a wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 25 feet. You've got plenty of. If you want to wander over to the.
Yeah. I will do that once Roll20 loads in again, because I accidentally refreshed the page.
In which case, then back to Sharpie. We're back to you.
All right. Sharpie sets up Telepathies, Jackos, Ash, Lady Fahrenheit, and Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
All get a booming voice in your heads. This is Sharpie. Ryder, stop destroying the ship.
I'm not destroying the ship.
Uh,
I mean,
Yeah.
just a little.
There is quite a bit of damage.
Then Sharpie is going to teleport.
Teleport. Put yourself where you're teleporting to.
So I just got to roll. 50 feet, so basically just going to teleport over there.
Okay. So what you guys see is he throws a dagger, a little glowing psychic dagger, and as it starts to slow down, it vanishes, and then he vanishes, and he appears where it landed.
Fancy.
Okay, the ghoul goes. I say ghoul. Okay, so one that's in the drink tries to scrabble its way up. Sharpie, you hear a groan from above as a poor lookout who must have been on the lookout up in the crow's nest. People up in the crow's nest often tie a rope around their waist and tie them onto the mast in case they do happen to fall asleep while they're on lookout at night. And for safety, this guy's done the same thing because he sort of stands up. You see a rope around him. I think Ash, you can see this quite easily. So can you, Fahrenheit? And he sort of stands up and waves both arms in your general direction, and starts to walk towards you and tips over the side of the crow's nest, and then only to be strung probably 10 feet off the ground. Sharpie, you've got a ghoul sort of with 2 arms, 2 legs drooping down towards you, and his jaw is just snapping open and closed as he tries to get to you, but he can't because he's tied up. Lady Fahrenheit.
I'll continue to help the rest of the sailors pull the boats together.
Okay, Jackus.
Okay. Can I do a perception check and see how many more ghouls I can see?
You can do one just in case there's some hidden or something like that. There's no one standing around, no other beings on board that you can see, but perception will be 7.
A quick question: would that shatter have cracked this open so I could maybe see into the subdeck a bit?
Let me see. Shatter.
Because it does say that a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area.
Yeah, okay.
I guess
there's damage to those boards, but 7 damage is not going to break a ship. They can take a lot more.
Yeah,
than
but
that.
just enough to maybe peek through like a crack.
Let me see. Yes, there is. There's a splintered board, and it's dark within. But if you go down, you bob down, and I'm not actually sure. Where were you? You were over here. How did you get so far?
Because I wanted to move, but Roll20 was loading, so I just moved myself over there after I loaded in.
2,
To wait
3,
for the call.
4, 5, 6. I think you can only get to about this one from where you teleported with Jackus up to those stairs. In any case, that's about 30 foot.
Just there then.
So Jackus.
I'm gonna move 25 feet over here.
Okay, you're just leaping over the deck because it's a drop down there.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
And then, is this ghoul on top of Sharpie in some way?
It's above him, dangling like a pinata.
Alright. Bonus action, I'm gonna cast Divine Favor on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna try to shoot the dangling ghoul with my Ring of the Ram.
Okay.
Just one charge.
So you see him hold out his fist as if he's punching, Green Lantern style, and this giant ghostly bison appears and charges the ghoul.
9 force damage.
Okay, and you smash it like totem tennis, and it rips in half, and 2 halves of it go flopping down onto the deck near Sharpie.
Watch out, Sharpie, and that's my turn.
So otherwise, all is calm. There's no other creatures jump up. Fahrenheit and Ash Louise, you can still see this ghoul or zombie or whatever being crushed between the two ships.
Nice.
Boy. Is he crushed or still alive?
Oh, he's squashed there, but it's bumping in against him. Eventually, he'll probably starts to go under.
Or in that case, I'll try to hop over.
Okay.
Yeah, Lady Fahrenheit will join Achilles.
All right. So Ash, you go first. You're on 21, so you can quite easily hop across.
I'll get a help action from Lady Fahrenheit.
Absolutely.
Thank you. She's not the most athletic tiefling. Let's see.
Okay.
Are we still in combat?
We can do. I'm just using the initiative to make sure I'm just cycling through to see what people are doing. But there's no one
Okay.
actively fighting you.
11.
Oh wow, even with advantage.
Yeah, that's fine. You can hop across for that. Anything else you
Cool.
want to do, Ash?
How is that person in the crow's nest looking?
He's gone.
Is he still up there?
He's all over.
He's in bits all over.
He's scattered all over the deck.
Oh, boo.
He's got all over Sharpie.
What's your fate?
We'll try and look for a way down into the hold below.
Yeah, so you can see over to. I'll ping it. There's a grill where they would lower stuff into the hold.
How much movement do I have left after hopping over?
That'd use 1, 2, 3. So you've still got 3 more.
I will go over there, and with a passive perception of 18, does she hear or see anything suspicious?
Yeah, the stench from this ship is sort of wafting up much stronger through this hatch that's open to the air.
What? Yep.
And you can hear a low sound, continuous sound, like a crowd.
I will relay that to Sharpie, who's nearby.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, waggle a finger at my sword and make it come 20 feet closer to me.
Okay. Ryder?
He can just be like next to me. Yeah.
Can walk all the way there, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna move over. 1 sec. Hold on. That's about 30 feet from me, and I'm gonna be like sniffy. Oh, I could just dash. I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna be like, what's that smell in the air? That's another 30 feet. Sorry. Oh, I can go over to the shattered board, right, with a dash action?
Yeah, you can. You can do the dash action and make another 6 squares.
Yeah, so I'll just go over here with the, I mean, I'm just not quite sure where the splintered board is.
Pretty much right where you are now.
Okay, cool, yeah, and then I just want to put my nose through, try and sniff about.
Yeah,
what.
You can smell rotten flesh. And you can also hear moaning, groaning sort of cacophony.
He's gonna yell, "Hey, quiet down, you lot. We're here to save you." Maybe.
All right. Lady in Fahrenheit, I sort of skipped you. You gave it aid action or helped Ash across. If there's anything else you want to do, you could.
I'd like to get on board.
Yeah, so you can move if you want.
All right, so I'll come alongside the Dragonborn, and take a crouch in front of this opening in the center.
Yep.
I can hear the noise coming from the center. Am I able to see what's inside this hold? There's a big square in the center
Yeah.
of this ship.
Yeah, so what's happened is this section is effectively open, and they could lower stuff down through this hole.
Yeah.
And can you do a perception?
Absolutely. Perception. Come on, baby.
What you got?
Oh, man. 12.
Okay. So you can see human figures in the dark, but not much more than that. They look seated and moving slightly.
Moving slightly.
Yeah.
I'll look back to people around us and say, can anybody put light down here? We need to see what these things look like.
Okay. So
Hear a booming voice. Oh, I can see in the dark.
Okay. Sharpie, well, you're up at this point.
All right. The Sharpie's basically going to lie down on the deck and just sort of lean over that edge and put his head down there and just have a look around that way.
Okay, so peek your nose underneath and look up along the deck.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. You can see 2 rows of rowers left and right, and there's probably about 3 or 4, depending on whereabouts along the length of the ship they are, and they're all chained to the oars. Look a bit bedraggled, and they're clearly all undead.
So how can I get a rough count?
100 that you can see.
Jesus.
All right. So telepathic booming voice in your minds. They're all chained to their oars, but there's about 100 undead down there. Who's for firing the ship?
I am.
Right, that's 2.
Lady Fahrenheit will, once she hears that it's full of undead, seeing the undead that we've already killed, she'll immediately stand up and resheath her sword and make her way back towards the ship that we came in on, the Ravager.
All right, Jackus. I think we're finished out combat now, so I won't go person by person, but because there's no actual combat going on, so Fahrenheit, you can hop back across.
Yep.
Jackus.
Unless Ash wants to cast her spiritual guardians and just walk downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to actually go up to Ash and ask her to maybe put a little light on my chest armor.
Yeah, I will happily do so. Cast light on a piece of the chest armor.
Okay.
Oh, you've done it, lass. I look as glowing as I am in personality.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Blinks and smiles, just sort of, well, yes, the goddess Selune lets me see in the dark, so I'm quite happy to give someone else the light cantrip. In the meantime, I probably should, as my companion suggested, probably bring up the spirit guardians and just wipe out these zombies and lay them to rest.
Okay. What level spell are you burning for it?
Just a 3rd level slot.
If you don't mind, milady, I'd like to accompany you down there.
I would love some company.
Well,
is there any doors?
Fine, lass, such as yourself.
Jackus, there's a door beneath where you are, underneath the steering wheel.
Alright, I'm gonna try to break open that door with trauma.
Okay, easily done. And you can
And
Ash,
see what's
as soon as you
inside.
cast Spirit Guardians. Let's have a look. Can you call it up on screen?
I create a 15-foot sphere around myself, and I can nominate people to be immune to its damage.
Okay. All right. So, so this won't just penetrate walls. This is what I'm just figuring out. It won't penetrate walls unless they can actually go there. They're flitting around you, so in that area, but they're not going to sort of go through the floor. But if they can get through, it's a sphere, so you would actually cover the below deck if there was a way for them to get through.
If they're chained with the oars, I'm happy to just like pop open the hatch and go down there.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, I'm definitely coming with.
Sharpie will maintain his position, watching from the center.
Right before we go down the deck, I wanna like tuck a piece of her hair behind her ear, in like a flirtatious manner, and you have bardic inspiration.
Okay. You have inspiration and spiritual guardians. Hush, my sweet Jacuz, I'm coming back to you. You kick open the door, and you see a captain's quarters, leaders and whatnot. Oh, Sharpie, you're at the other one. Sorry. Fahrenheit, if you want to hop back across, it looks like the actions are happening. It's up to you.
I'm going to go to the captain and request Greek fire so we can put this ship to fire.
Ah, yes. Okay. So the crew are readying that, getting ready to destroy the ship.
Yeah. She'll stand at the edge of the ship and shout out to the rest of the team, or the rest of the other people. We're about to set the ship to fire. Hurry up.
Okay. All right. Jacuz, you find some maps and a journal, the captain's journal, but it looks like it's otherwise being cleaned out rapidly.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna psychically ask Sharpie to help me out with some of this stuff.
I'm okay. Sharpie will move up to check us.
I just show him this. Looks like there's a map here and a journal. Maybe it would be better if you took a look at it more than me.
Yep. Okay. Sharpie will start investigating that and shoving important bits in his pack.
Okay. So, Ash and Ryder, you managed to sweep through the bottom of the ship, and every zombie is just burned away to nothing by your spirit guardians. Sharpie and Jacuz, you find a journal. It's written in Kalim, which is a language from Kalimshan, and it looks like this was a merchant vessel, but crewed by slave rowers.
That's why they were chained. Ooh.
You don't have enough time to sort of go pouring through the journal at this stage. You can hear screams.
Basically, I'll grab it, stick it in my pack.
Yeah, okay. So grab that. Ash and Ryder eventually pop up from the other end of the ship as the spirit guardians burn their way through. You've killed 220 zombies, Ash.
over 200 souls put at peace. This is a good day. Thank you for your company, Mr. Ryder.
You're racking up the XP, so like Diablo, just grinding it out.
As she says that, I'd be like, she's gonna do a curtsy bow, and like, you know how in balls they like grab the hand and they kiss it, and then do that and say, "It was my pleasure."
She blushes slightly.
Okay. Cool. All right. You can see some great fires getting ready, and Fahrenheit and some of the other crew are calling you back.
Yep, gone pack.
Hurry up.
Is everyone hopping back on ship?
I like big ships when they're not on fire.
Yep.
Okay.
I will make sure that the cleric is going to make her way safely over before jumping in.
Okay.
Oh, what a gentleman.
All right. And the whole Where are we? The whole ship sort of gets pushed off by these long poles, and then the crew start hurling just a couple of Greek fire, enough to start it, and the whole ship starts to catch alight. And eventually the captain orders people back to the oars and pull away. And you slowly make your way away from this ship as it burns to the waterline.
Fahrenheit will approach Jackus and say, "I saw you entered what looks like the captain's quarters. Did you find anything interesting?"
Yeah, it's a Sharpie.
Yeah, Sharpie's got his nose in the journal. Some maps.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Okay, so it's old, and it pretty much looks, from a coastline perspective, what you see on your main stop-in page. So you can actually trace your finger down. If you look on screen from where we are here, yes, the launch page. I've shifted us back to that already. You can see Candlekeep is your next destination. It's probably another few more days trip to get to Athkatla, and then you've got this peninsula to skirt around. The Pirate Isles is the Asavia's Channel, or a short walk through forests from Moran. And then you're beyond Tether and Am and into Tether, which is the next nation between before the bottom of the continent. Star Spy Mountains, another big spur, and Zassa Spur is the capital of Tether. And then you get to the Kalim Desert, and so this ship came out from Kalimport and was a merchant vessel between Kalimshan, Tether, and Am. And the journal mentions the death curse as if it's some calamity affecting the nations of the south. And what's happened, what the captain is describing, is people generally know that powerful undead, when they kill people, sometimes those people rise as lesser undead. Wraiths create spectres, and wights create zombies. Ghasts, I think, can create ghouls. So, without knowing exactly what it is, but they create lesser versions. But this death curse seems to be emanating from further south, from Chult, and the curse is that people killed by these undead rise as the same type of undead. And so, particularly with zombies and ghouls, it spread like a virus very quickly, unless there was some sort of natural blockade. And so Kalimshan managed to avoid it, and the captain mentions his family being safe on the other side of the desert from the hordes of zombies, millions of them, sprawling all through Tether and Am. But that they were heading north to trade with the civilizations beyond Baldur's Gate in the north.
Yeah. Relay this on to Ash and the others telepathically. It's like, looks like it's a big problem further south. It's going to get ugly.
Another
I should pull off and Candlekeep and ignore this entire thing. It'd be great.
Another interesting thing on the map is there's an old map of Chult. So bear in mind that you can see that Chult is connected to the main continent via Samarak and Thindol. But the jungles are actually further north and to the west. But most of you would know that that's not the case, and that's not been the case for more than a century. That a calamity, the spell plague, has ravaged the entire continent and changed topology such that there's now a clear break, and Chult is now a giant island continent, no longer connected, And Thindol is pretty much no more. Maybe a string of islands. That's it. You do know that they mention having stopped in Port Nyanzaru, which I'm going to put on your map. So while that's showing on this map, it's you know that it's still a town or city or locality that actually exists, and it's a place where they got supplies and crew from.
Was that their last stop?
Yes, it was.
I'm gonna ask Ash if she thinks this is what we witnessed here is related to what we're gonna do in the south.
No response? All right,
No
guess not.
response.
I
Yeah.
guess we can start.
She's praying. So, without much ado, eventually you arrive in Candlekeep. I think we might need Ash here. You've got contacts here, I believe.
Yes. I assume Candlekeep still has the policy where they don't let anyone in unless you can provide new texts or information to them.
Yeah, so texts that your whole group doesn't have to have one each, but your group will be allowed to enter if you can supply a unique or novel text. Shalasta will stay, but she asks for Lady Fahrenheit to accompany the group.
Where are we again?
Let me see, I can draw it on here. Candlekeep.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, wow,
I'm
yeah,
just
we're
gonna
still up
start
here.
scribbling on some parchment, some nonsense in Draconic that is like barely intelligible. Yeah, ancient Draconic text, and then I wink at who's the person who knows this place?
Oh, Ash.
I'm gonna wink at Ash.
Okay.
Who asked Fahrenheit to accompany the group?
Shalasta, the captain.
Shalasta. Fahrenheit will take the captain aside and say, Captain, I thought this vessel was going to go down to Calimport. That was the end point of my goal.
Let's see, we might be dropping these guys off in Chult if that's the mission.
It is for me. I don't know about you guys.
Right.
Just a peek behind the veil.
Yep. Okay. So you head up into Candlekeep. I missed what you were saying, I think, Ryder, about the text.
Oh, I just want to scribble a bunch of nonsense on some parchment in Draconic, so that and because I'm a Dragonborn, if
Okay.
they do need some text, I can pass that off as some garbage. I'm just gonna write like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled
Okay.
peppers, like absolute nonsense on there.
All right. So you can do either a deception.
Oh yeah, I'll do deception. 21.
Okay. All right. So you managed to write something that is unique enough or puzzling enough that the sage that examines it says, "Oh, interesting. We must study this further," and they secret it away and then usher you in. And Ash, that means that you're free to visit your Harper contact.
My what? Sorry?
So Candlekeep is where you know how you are in league. That your contact and who is also not necessarily a priest or a cleric of Selûne, but also a Selûne follower. is based out of Candlekeep. Probably more of a astrologer.
Lovely. I make a letter. I make an introduction to my friend and contact at Candlekeep to my companion Kingsport, sentient blind librarian penguin.
Kingsport says,
Not another one.
I can have my trolley again. And he gets his little...
Yes.
All right. And so he is very excited about organising and arranging books in exactly the right order as they should be, and fetching them.
Now, explain to me this. You're blind but a librarian? Seems, and I mean, just let me know if I'm overstepping here. It
Yeah,
just seems
he's-
just a hair counterintuitive.
He's got these tentacles poking out of where his eye sockets are, and they sort of feel their way. And he can tell you do something, like if you hold up 5 fingers, he can actually sense it, even though he's got no eyes.
Is there sign language in the Forgotten Realms?
Yeah.
Is it the same as Common?
No, it's a language you would have to know.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to do some like basic gestures, like peekaboo.
Okay.
I want to do like peekaboo at him
Right.
to see if he gets it.
Yeah. He. Well, actually, no, he doesn't get it. He said he asks you, "What's that? What are you doing?" But then,
Peekaboo.
okay.
I too am an ancient wise sage, so I must inculcate you into the ways of the Dragonborn.
I see. Oh, I see. So, Ash, your contact asks what brings you this far south, and for you to relay what happened, how did you go. This is the person who gave you your mission to go to the north in the first place.
I would be happy to. Maybe on the trip, I could have written some of it down as well, like a memoir, sort of like, but for them personally, a sort of biographical short account of the adventure, and it would be of interest, I'm sure, to the sage to be, how we tackled, the cult of a demon and the cult of, the winter goddess and defeated her, and like a short, a little description of Mythala and what we found there, things like that.
Okay.
And then finally report that, we are now Selune's angelic servant told me to go south and defeat Shavalak.
Okay. So your contact looks puzzled at this and says, "I must think on it. You surely need rest from your travels if you've travelled so far, halfway across across many nations." And you can have some quarters to go and have a bath, have a meal, rest and whatnot. And they say that they'll would like to meet up again in the morning.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right, so I'll fast track this again, unless anyone wants to do anything particular. You have a much well regarded meal and rest in a proper bed rather than being out at sea, and meet up with the contact again.
Did the rest of the party get inside as well?
The rest of the party are all with you, and they got the same hospitality. Yes.
Could you imagine if the rest of us were just sitting on like uncomfortable dark beds while Ash is off living her best life in Candlekeep?
Yeah.
I mean, she's a lifelong cleric adopted by the temple, so now she's like got more gold than she ever imagined. It's like, oh, what do I do with all this? I will buy diamonds to resurrect more people.
The contact says that firstly, Shavalak is not known to them, but it is abyssal. It is a name in abyssal, so probably the name of a demon. The reference to the winter brand, I think it was called, was they think is probably a reference to the Ring of Winter, which is also rumoured to be in Chult.
Rings of Winter.
Yes.
Hey guys, I think we're still dealing with winter.
Yeah, the Ring of Winter is a ring that was kissed by Auril and given incredible powers, and I believe some of her essence was stored within it. And
Does
That's a great idea. Let's deal with winter in the nice warm jungle. That sounds great.
I must say I love the cold, and I want to do like a little puff because I'm a cold dragon.
This is true. Frost, yeah, silver dragon, is that right? Or white?
Yep,
Silver. Okay.
a silver.
Yeah, so he says a Ring of Winter. It is rumoured to be in the hands of...
There we go.
What's that?
All right, continue.
Deleting stuff. Yeah, so rumoured to be in Chult, and they would suggest that you go to Port Nyanzaru.
Which one is that? This one up here.
Yeah.
There is a famed adventurer called Artis Simba, and that is a name associated with the ring, at least in some point in history, going back a long time, like a century, 2 centuries. A human. So
What was the human name?
So likely will be long dead by now, but obviously, but of old age. But the last known bearer of the Ring of Winter.
Always good, Penguin Man. I don't mind doing a little bit of grave robbing.
The Ring of Winter is rumoured to have many properties and can cast many powerful magical effects as spells by the bearer, and it also can create a winter effect in a short area around the bearer, almost bringing like the frozen north, but within a 100-foot area, but it's permanent every time they do that, every time they invoke that ability. And for that reason, the frost giants of the north venerate it, and there's been quite a few frost giant galleys heading south, adventurers, young adventuring frost giants, with the goal of finding and retrieving the Ring of Winter and bringing on winter to the world with its power.
I don't know
Said
what's
that.
happened
go ahead.
to Auril, right? Over there.
Auril apparently is just how it got much of its divine power beyond being just a magical ring.
Okay.
But apart from that,
Like,
I don't have a
would I know
great...
Auril's dead? Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Would I know that Auril's dead?
It would depend if Jack has told you, I guess. Yeah, because unless you ask, I don't think it's necessarily a secret. But unless, someone explicitly mentioned.
Okay. Just say it as no for now. Cool.
I assume as you get to know each other or adventure together, if that's the way it goes, then you would sort of share at least some aspect of people of your pasts or adventuring pasts as a way to sort of gauge who you're travelling with. But it's pretty early days yet. You have been travelling together for, a week and a half, probably more. I've been trying to mark off days, but your ship doesn't go quite that fast. So you've got to do something in all those days. But otherwise, they say, there's not a lot more that we can say, not in such a short time at least. He's going to put Kingsport on it, see if he can dig up anything else in the meantime.
Do we have any form of long-range telecommunication with you people?
Yes, I have the sending spell when I choose to prepare it. And that is infinite range.
Interesting. Cool. Awesome. You get the sense that he's just trying to sound like he knows what's going on, but he doesn't.
This character, Ash, says, the room that you're in is covered in antiquities from the south. This is the area where there's a lot of the southern library, and so there's wooden masks on the wall and statues, weapons of various types, spears and things, 3 foot long spears with 3 foot long blades and quite a short haft, curved, oddly shaped axes, many books and scrolls, but probably more tablets and things like that. And he says there's one other thing. One other thing that I've been considering is we picked up we have someone staying with us who's from the south, and I believe would be wishing to go and willing to go and would be of great help to the group.
How fortunate! Who is this person?
And your contact looks around at the statue, and the statue sort of moves slightly and then turns, and these 2 eyes open.
Ash is startled, but goes, "Oh, my apologies, I hadn't realized."
Token layer. Bear with me. And this creature, medium-sized but taller than probably any of you, sort of strides across and says something. I don't know what. What do you say, Shell?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Shell stands quite large. He's a medium height, but he's a large creature. He looks like he's made of wood, but he has like a breastplate of steel kind of bolted to him. It's made of this dark kind of oak wood, and he doesn't have a mouth, but he has these glowing quartz stones affixed to his face, which glow an orange, a dull orange, and he looks down to you and he says, I am from the land of Chult.
Then it's a pleasure to meet you. Ash extends a gauntleted hand, smiling.
Shell will extend a rather large wooden paw and kind of engulf Ash's hand and like kind of jerkily shake it up and down, kind of like a robot. Pleasure is mine.
I've met many fine constructs in my recent adventure, but Yes, I would be. I'm sure the rest of the group would love to hear about the South. You'll probably be a great guide for us. And I turn to the sage and go. So, are you officially assigning us the mission to deal with Shavalak?
Well, we don't officially assign missions, but I think you should look into it. And it seems as if you've got a higher authority pushing you in that direction.
She chuckles politely. She goes, "Yes, that's quite true."
Okay.
Would you like to meet everyone else, Shell?
Indeed. Are there many of you?
Oh yes,
Well,
the group is 6.
About 110.
is Shell Groot?
Not really.
Yeah.
You'll find out more about Shell as we progress.
Oh well, I was right next to Ash, so I guess I would have seen Ash go up to you. I want to introduce myself. Um, I want to take like a deep breath and in my regular pompous manner go, Ryder Argenton, nice to meet you.
The big thing will look down at you and hold out his hand again. My name is Shell.
How tall are you, Shell?
I believe he stands about 6'4" to 6'3".
Oh, I'm 6'4", so if you're 6'3", I'm taller than you. I'm a big boy.
We'll stand
pulls
eye to
out-
eye.
He pulls out a little rope and starts notching it at our heights just to see who's taller.
Shell will stand and watch this impassively.
Okay. Cool.
May I ask where exactly you are from, Shell? Are you perhaps?
I am
put it
from the land
politely.
of Chult.
Were you born there?
Shell will just stand there staring at you. His eyes glowing gently, kind of like glowing in and out. He doesn't really know how to respond. I'm from the land of Chult.
I like you, Shell. You don't talk a lot. The brooding sort.
Well, I'm sure you'll be a fantastic guide nonetheless. We really must meet everyone else.
Indeed.
And eventually you all meet up on your way out of Candlekeep back down to the docks. I think most of the party was all there to meet Shell at the. But yeah, so you eventually meet up with the rest of the crew, and the Ravenous set sail once again. Can I just have another role for everyone? The leadership performance. Oh, we don't have leadership anymore, do we? Oh, leadership.
No.
Leadership. Well, we don't have the intelligence check.
Fahrenheit is mysteriously absent from the Ravager when you all return to the ship.
Okay, so Fahrenheit's still doing it. She's still organising the crew and barking orders and whatnot.
Right.
Does Shell want to do anything?
What can Shell do on a ship? I don't know. What do they require from Shell?
They need nimble people up the ropes, working the sails and things.
That is not Shell.
They need strong people on the winches.
That is definitely Shell.
Okay.
Shell will approach the winches, grab hold of one, and start like erratically chugging it around.
Okay. Does Shell have any gear, by the way, like a backpack or a roll, water skin, weapons?
Yeah, he's got a backpack. He's wearing a cloak around his body, kind of like to hide the majority of his wooden body.
Yep.
But it's not doing a very good job.
Okay, like General Grievous's cloak.
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, he's got a backpack. He's got some gear. He's carrying. Just before, when you first met him, he was kind of standing there with. He didn't look like he had any weapons, but as soon as he started to leave the room, he walked over to a corner and grabbed a massive sword,
Right.
and kind of hooked it onto a hook that's affixed to his back,
Okay.
and walked out with that. He's got and now that you see him moving more freely, he's got a few hand axes strapped to the back of his belt, and
Okay.
yeah,
Hand axes and a two-handed sword?
yes,
Great sword? Yeah, right.
yes.
Okay.
I can see why Chult is a jungle. I mean, no one goes logging down there.
Yeah, no.
So, given that a leadership figure
Sorry,
has kind of
Jackus?
up to me.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I missed that. I don't know. Who was that? Just.
I think it was Sharpie saying something.
No, I got Sharpies. Anyway, marking. What I need is the. Okay, so athletics from Shell, a performance from Ryder.
See if this
I
works.
actually want to.
On persuasion.
Persuasion. I see the 24 from Jackus.
21 for show.
21.
I actually want to change my performance. Instead of now that this kind of leadership figure has upped and left, I want to take a little bit of kind of a more Joe Warden role and kind of just huff at people angrily if they're doing like messing up and trying to keep everyone in line by looking all big and intimidating.
Okay.
Can I do intimidation instead?
Yeah, you can do intimidation instead. Okay. All right. So you make good time. Sharlaster asks your opinion. We either go close to the shore, as we have been doing, maybe encountering more of this undead issues now that we know that Tether and Am were decimated, or we head further out to sea and risk open sea. What do you think?
Fahrenheit will say, going close to the shore will obviously be safer for the ship. What kind of monsters are we to come across in the open waters?
Probably more pirates is the main problem.
Pirates.
Okay. Open
Well,
ocean.
we leave the decision to your captain.
I missed that, Jackus.
We leave the decision up to you, captain.
Oh, she's going to make the decision. Definitely, she was just looking for counsel. Okay. Whoops. So I'm just going to draw your next. So you set sail out, and she's going to sail straight through the Neelanther Isles, skip Athkatla altogether, and you get what you believe is across the bay. You round through. And with your expert contributions, you manage to avoid any unpleasantness in the channel. There is a problem, however, is as throughout the day on mid-morning or so, a storm starts brewing, and it looks like it's going to be a big one. Even the captain, usually very experienced and calm, is looking quite worried.
To be the problem.
Yes. Okay. The rain starts to. The captain orders people to pull in all the sails, get all those oars stowed that you were using, or they would be already, but stow anything that's not tied down. And this storm hits in full fury pretty soon. The captain orders certain sailors up above to keep the ship going, but it starts to get so much so that they lose a couple of people that are on the tiller, and they end up just tying it down and going below decks and trying to weather it.
If the captain's still above deck, I'm gonna go a ritual cast Tiny Hut around the captain so that the rain isn't obscuring her ability to steer the ship.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you throw up a tiny hut around the helm. That's what I was trying to say. I said steering wheel before, so I knew there was a proper word for it. The helm.
Oh, the helm.
Yeah, and so that whoever is steering the ship can actually steer it. Let's see.
I'll just chill in here for the next 8 hours.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. The first hour of the storm raging, the mast snaps. This is the main mast. And the next two, nothing major happens, but the ship takes quite a bit of damage. Most people below deck are put to bailing as the ship starts to take on a bit of water. But
how long do you think that a mending cantrip would fix the ship?
They're doing makeshift repairs as best they can, but it's not something that's really sustainable long term. The next 3 hours, which leads into the night, their ship, the storm eventually blows itself out. You're not too sure where you are, but you're essentially calm. And you can see shore in the distance.
Sharpie will untie his owl and go for a scout above.
Go for a cruise?
Up high.
Okay, towards the coast you can see?
Yep.
Yep, okay. Are you keeping the ship in sight?
Not if I've got somewhere specific I want to have a look at. Like if there's anything I can see that needs to be looked at. But
okay.
Just as a general thing, yes.
Yeah, all right. So you're keeping the ship in sight, and you go up high, and you can see that it's not an island. Looking at your map, there's lots of little islands dotted around the place. It looks like it's mainland, and it's to the west. Oh, sorry. You're west of it, so yeah, to the east.
All right. Does it look mountainous, jungly?
No, it looks
beachy.
It looks forested.
All right. Telepathically report back to. Actually, that's good. So I'll go back to the ship a bit and telepathically report into Jackus and Ash where we are.
Okay. Again, Shalasta says, "Look, we need to make repairs. We're going to need to get some lumber."
All right. I think Sharpie scouted it ahead, and it seems like there's a lot of lumber to go.
Okay.
We can.
Do we bust out the oars again, or do we? Is there any other ways that we can try to move the ship?
I don't know if this would work, but I have warding wind. If I could maybe put some wind on our sails, because it's 20 miles per hour, which is categorized as a strong wind.
Yep.
It can be 10 feet of me, so I could stand up at the sails and do warding wind.
Okay, so they can fashion some of the spare sails from below, rig up one of the foremast at least, and then get a perfect wind from behind. So you don't have to worry about the wind direction as much. You're going to give it a bit of a boost and limp in to shore. and they do that. They find a sandy beach to stop in at, and where they think that there might be a fresh water, because that's really what they're looking for, some fresh water where they can sort of set up some huts and make some repairs.
Will step off the boat and land on the beach, and he'll take a knee and cast Commune with Nature.
Yep.
I'll give me knowledge of the land within 3 miles of me. Is there 3 miles worth of land around us?
Yes.
You said we're on the mainland, right?
Yeah, so it feels like you're at least within 3 miles.
Yeah.
It's all land.
So I'll know where any major water sources are within that 3 miles.
Okay. So pretty much directly inland, directly east from you, you think that there is a water source.
Okay. Shell will stand up and he'll say, "Fresh water this way," and he'll start marching off into the forest.
Gush, gush, gush.
Yeah.
Shalasta appoints a shore party. That looks like you six.
Lucky us.
Take some water skins and see if you can find some fresh water. Whoops. Okay, it's not too long before you find yourself with a what looks like a faint trail. Looks like something has come through the woods down to the beach.
Can I do some sort of check to figure out what or who that somebody might have been?
It's survival for this one.
Did I get to rest after that warding wind or no?
Not long rest. You could take a short
Yeah,
rest
okay.
before.
Okay, sure.
That's 30 on survival.
Okay, so Sharpie, you got a 23. Oh, with the boost, I see.
Yep.
Okay, so you psychically boost your perception. Okay, so you think it was made by human-sized shoes, and you think that there's even wagon ruts coming down to the beach.
Wagon, huh? All right. So we've got some sort of civilization here.
Yes.
Right. Might have some company, guys, or may be able to employ somebody to help build the ship.
Okay, so you're following that?
Or maybe somebody wants to get on.
Okay, bear with me a second.
Ooh.
Ominous.
It's just the wagon tracks of doom. Coming there, getting there. Alright, here we go.
Ooh, a farm?
You do. You walk along this trail for
I don't have
some time
this.
and come across a small, very rustic farmstead.
DM,
Hello?
I don't have any vision. Okay.
Oh, Shell's got no vision.
Good.
Roll20's getting there for me.
Anthony, as we were moving around the island, I would have summoned ice to ride.
Okay, do you have access to drag ice on there?
Yep. I don't think I do.
Uh,
No.
sorry, what's up?
Okay. You can also see a farmer in the field over by the farmhouse. I'm just going to get Shell up and running.
What time of day is it?
Mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon?
Yep.
And I'm assuming there's a well in front of us.
There is a well, yes.
Okay. Shell will walk up to the well and say, water located, and then turn to look at the farmer in the field and say, good afternoon. Okay.
Just checking if you can see now. Hang
Yeah.
on, you're a bit too big.
Yeah, just a touch.
There we go.
That's better.
Vision.
Can you see? That's a big main question.
No, I mean I have my screen is black.
So does that right?
Can you-
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's Ryder. Ryder, can you see your token on the screen?
No, I don't have vision switched
No.
on for it. That's what it is.
Ah, right.
There we go.
Why must I be blind? Like the octopus man. Oh no, the penguin man.
Love does that to you.
Sharpie and
Blink,
Shell,
blink.
you head over to the farm, head over to the well, and this commoner, the chickens are going berserk. There's about 5 of them running around in the veggie patch. And this commoner looks like a young teenager, and is sort of stumbling around over lettuces and things, grabbing at a chicken, and the chickens dart out. Sharpie, the teenager turns around and spots you as you approach this well, and you can see that their eyes are just sunken and dead.
Telepath to everyone else. All right, got another one.
And she comes sprinting straight at you. Not slowly.
Yep.
Not-
Make
not-
ready to
Not slowly like
Elspeth.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to clear the turn on.
Can I as he says that in my head, can I thunderclap again and do the same thing I did earlier where I go, "Oi, what's up with you?"
We'll have to do initiative for it. The commoner's sort of
Oh,
looking like she's about to sprint towards Sharpie.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20 on the initiative.
Maybe.
Nat 20 on
21.
the initiative. Yo, no.
Ryder, you're quite muted. It sounds like you're a bit further away. You might need to bring your mic closer or something. I'm not sure.
Oopsies. Is that better?
Yeah.
I put my mic up and I forgot to bring it back down. My bad.
Well, I just rolled a 1 and a 20.
Okay, and while everyone's putting themselves into initiative order, it's 10 o'clock. Let's take a quick 5 minute before we start rolling dice and grab a coffee or
All right.
whatnot.
Okay. I'm not showing up in the initiative order. I'm pretty sure I did that right. I had to click on my guy and then roll, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
click on the icon.
Like,
I thought I did that. Ugh. Oh, anyway, I got 21. I'm pretty sure I beat out everybody.
Okay, back in a minute. I'm just going to grab a coffee myself as well.
All right.
what time is it for you, Anthony?
It's 10 now, so 5 minutes?
10 p.m.?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in the same time zone.
yeah.
Yeah, for once.
Right, fucking finally, Jesus! It's always like the Americas,
the
and I'm
place.
playing D&D at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, so 10 past. That'll give us 6 or 7 minutes. Anyway, I'll see you back
Yeah.
here in a sec.
Okie dokie.
I'll make a coffee. So
Yeah,
are
I
you
think-
guys all from Western Australia as well?
Yep, I'm in Perth.
I'm in Singapore.
Oh wow. G'day, mate.
Yeah, far away, but it's really far, but also not that far.
Nah. I've been to Singapore once. It was freaking great. I can't wait to go back again.
Yay, I love it here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
take off
Singapore
here.
is a good country, especially the food.
Are you Filipino?
Yeah.
I clocked it. It was like, oh, why does that sound so familiar?
I
Are
thought
you
you were,
also?
I thought you were Spanish.
Well, I don't know
Filipino
too
also.
much about the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's Filipino?
You?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought just me. I thought it was someone else
All
aside
right.
from me.
Back in a sec, guys.
In a very sad turn of events, I'm out of coffee powder, so I'm gonna make do with Milo.
Oh,
Milo is just as good.
I do like Milo. I haven't had Milo in ages. I keep forgetting to buy it.
Is Milo a thing? Ooh, who messaged me?
I should get a cup of tea as well. I'll be right back.
Is Milo a thing outside like this region?
Sorry, what was that?
Is Milo a thing outside the Australia, Singapore kind of region?
It's big here in Manila.
I'm Singaporean, by the way, not Filipino.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yep. So I'm racially, I'm half German, half Indian. So,
Nice.
but culturally Singaporean, I guess.
Half was it? How half German? Half what? Sorry.
Indian,
Oh, half German, half Indian. Okay.
like a completely shitty mess of the world map.
No, it's good.
Every time I play D&D, my dog gets really mad at me because I'm not giving her any attention. So, Chris, where are you from?
Sorry, what was that?
Where are you from?
From Perth, or more accurately, Morgan Hills, just a bit outside of Perth.
Hmm. Is there anybody here from like America?
It's a bit of a rough time zone for American.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't stop me from playing D&D. I have a game that starts at 4 in the morning, and then one it starts at 2 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I used to do that. Yeah, but now we've switched. Now my American campaign, we just went play by post, so we just do it in writing. It's a bit inconsistent, but it's nice, and you don't have to go. They don't have to stay up at 4 a.m. and I don't have to stay up at 4 a.m.
But like, at least with the lockdown, I get to work from home to play at 4 a.m. So it's not as bad. If I have to go into work, I'd die.
I'm back.
Hi, back.
yeah.
I'm Rick. Where are you from, Mike?
Perth.
What the? Everyone's from Perth. Jesus.
Yeah, man. I joined this group because it's like a group based in Perth.
Oh, everyone's from Perth except for me and Jacku.
I think so.
Originally, it was a Perth-based group because I'm friends with Anthony, which is why I know about it.
Ah, okay.
Must be nice. Yes. Okay, one second. I have to go give my dog attention. I'll be back.
So, Chris, Maltel, and Nina are all also from Perth?
I actually don't know any of them personally. The other people I knew before this game was Isaac and Anthony.
Ah, okay. Because I know Threads was staying in Japan, right? If I can remember correctly.
Threads was Osaka.
Yeah, Osaka. Yeah.
Did you guys play in real life, or have you always played online?
This group online.
Okay. Yeah, I've only played in the real most of the time, except for when COVID hit. Then we switched to online.
Yeah, same pretty much.
Started out with a mate of mine. He had, you ever played with Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, one.
Yeah, he sunk a lot of money into it, buying all the modules and stuff, but nobody else really wanted to play with it because it was too hard to figure out. So we all just stuck with Roll20.
Yeah, I mean, Fantasy Grounds is good if you've got if people know how to use it.
Yeah.
Because it's basically almost you can set up like a computer game.
Yeah, totally.
But if you just want to like mod stuff and hack stuff and just move stuff around, Roll20 is just a lot easier.
Yeah, I think more accessible as well. It's just got to log into a website, don't have to download a client or update it all the time and all that jazz. Yes.
Oh, this group has a good vibe. Too many men though. I should have played a woman character. We call this Ash's harem of men.
I started as a woman, and then I switched to a man. I mean, Shell technically isn't a man. I guess he'd be a they.
Yeah, but he's like male coded. You know what I mean?
That's just the way he sounds, dude.
Really? Yeah, he's just a walking tree in a breastplate.
You don't know what's under his carapace.
Have you checked his pulse?
Oh my god, my dog smells so bad. Here. Look. Jesus. Get off the bed. So I was toggling between taking a 20, because at this level I can't have a 20 charisma and a 20 dex. I can choose between one or the other. And initially I started off as a Valor Bard with a 20 dex and an 18 charisma, but then I realized we already have so many fighters, so then I changed to Lore Bard and took 20 charisma so that I could give out extra bardic inspirations as well.
Yeah.
I just love being a support class.
Nothing wrong with that.
Utility spells, best in the game. And like trying to think about using utility spells like creatively, like trying to get through a door by using heat metal and having someone warhammer at it or something like that. It's just so good.
Yeah. You gotta be creative. That's the whole point of this game.
Oh, it would be fantastic having magical utility. Yeah, something we didn't really have. We didn't have like a primary caster.
Yeah, basically had two sorcerers which had a few oddball spells and the warlock which doesn't have much at all.
Alright, I'm back too. Or I'm back.
I'm back
If
too.
nobody else
I'm
left, I'm back.
Hi back. I'm Rick. First to meet you.
Hello. So,
I
Ryder,
claim the
Jackalus, you're
title
in
of
there.
dad.
Commoner,
And
Sharpie.
I am back.
Who is not?
I rolled my initiative, but it wouldn't. It didn't put me in for some reason. Do you reckon can you put me in?
Yep.
I can't see it either, so I have a 19, but it's grayed out. I just see a turn order that's grayed out.
So it's in there. It's definitely your Ash. You're in there. And now Shell is as well.
Reload then.
I'm a 21.
21.
Yep.
Okay.
Nat 20 on my initiative.
Happy days.
Hey, Anthony, can you drop ice and or give me control?
Yeah.
What's this now?
He's
Ice?
Warhorse.
What's that about? Oh. Nice. Are you like some kind of cavalier?
No, just the steed.
Oh, dick.
Okay. So, Jackalus, you are mounted on Ice, your white wolf. Shell, what do you want to do with your 21?
Okay, so you said the commoner saw us and started sprinting towards us, and it clearly doesn't look like a normal, right?
No.
Would you say they have a threatening intent?
Yes.
Shell will look at this creature as it starts running towards us, probably screaming and carrying on.
Yep.
And he'll say, threat sighted. And he'll pull the greatsword off his back, and he'll say, pacifying, and walk towards it. 1, 2, what is this, 45, 10, 15, 20. And then he will attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to do, let's see, D&D Beyond. Roll. Oh, it's a whiff. It's a 9.
You can re-roll that.
Can I?
Sharpie, you sort of voice in your head that watches out to avoid the pitfall in your footing. And you can
Oh, thank you kindly.
He oozes luck to others around him.
Cool. Well, that's 25.
Okay, that's a hit.
Excellent. Rolling damage. For 10 damage.
Okay, doesn't kill it, but it's a solid blow.
Alright, second attack.
Yes.
Second verse, same as the first. Oh, wow, are you serious? I rolled 2 1s.
Oh,
can't help you there, but
Yeah.
it uses up Sharpie's reaction to ooze out luck at you.
And Shell will just, like, at that second swing, he'll just say pacifying threat and just, face off, square off with it.
Okay. So she'll see the blood spatter happen when you hit it, and it's
Ooh.
the colour around it should go down a little as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's Shell. Jackus.
Okay, so I'm gonna move with ice over here. I don't think I have control on ice.
No, I got it.
Okay, but yeah, I'm wielding trauma two-handed right now.
Okay.
So bonus action, cast divine favor, and take a swing, two-handed swing with trauma.
Your greatsword's called Trauma? That's awesome.
Oh, it's a warhammer.
Oh,
Nice.
it's a Warhammer.
They better.
It's a Warhammer
Yeah.
called Trauma. Got it at level 2, I think.
Yeah.
Should have called it hematoma.
Blunt force.
Okay.
So that's 10 bludgeoning and 2 radiant on the.
Okay.
Woof. Crikey.
That smashes it. Dead.
Oh, all right. And
It's dead.
It is. I'm just trying to put an X on it, but it's not happening, so I'll just drag it off to the grey section. Okay, so that's you, Jackus.
Okay.
as a free action, I will just take out my other mace.
Okay.
So now I'm dual wielding, and I'm just gonna tell Shell, better watch out for this one.
Okay. Ash Louise, in that case.
Which one is the most injured?
No one is injured.
Neither. No.
Oh,
It didn't get a chance to hurt us.
I will Sacred Flame the nearest one.
There's none that you can see. Actually, can you? What's your passive percent? Oh, I've got it here. 18. Okay, you think you can see some movement inside the house? The door-
I see, okay.
Yeah, there's a house on the top left.
I will advance 30 feet then.
Okay. That puts you 15.
Oh, can I see anything if I get...
You can. You can see the figure of something sprinting through the house towards the front door.
I just see a figure, I don't see if they're human or not.
Oh, it's dark inside and it's light outside, so it's definitely human shaped.
Okay. Alright, well if I plot myself in front of Sharpie, we'll take the dodge action then.
Okay.
I'll just defend Sharpie.
Okay. Two more come snarling out of the thing. I'm just healing and reusing the other one. One goes for you, Ash Louise, one goes for Sharpie.
Okay. They have disadvantage.
Yes. Okay, one slashes at you, Ash Louise. Why is nothing happening? Oh, there we go. No. Okay, I'm doing it out here. I need disadvantage. A natural 20 and a 19. Oh. Okay.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, you don't take the crit, but
Yep.
you take 7 points of damage from the slashing claws. And you need to do a
The one
Constitution-
attacking me takes.
Ash Louise.
Sorry.
And you have to do a Constitution
Okay.
saving throw, Ash.
Considered a spell?
No, it's just some sort of
Yeah.
effect of the claws. When the claw slashes you, all the area around it goes numb. 13.
13.
Okay. It goes numb, but you don't. It doesn't hit your bloodstream, and you drop from it. Slashes at you again, Ashley. This time missing. And lastly, it tries to chomp at you.
Oh my goodness, 3 attacks.
And how did the chomp go? Oh, I'm missing again with a 4. The dodge is working, at least for those 2 attacks. Okay, Sharpie.
Yeah, go Gallia.
1 attack from a claw.
This thing's. The bite is going to roll a 5 from precognition.
Okay, alright. So the bite rolls a 5 and misses. Your precognition, you see it in the bones. Okay.
It's a lot easier to see when the bones are currently attacking.
Very nice.
Armor class 17 from one of the claws.
That will just hit.
Just hit. Oof. In that case, 7 damage from the claws and a Constitution saving throw for Sharpie. Ooh, Sharpie.
7.
Sharpie goes stiff and drops to the ground. Ryder, what do you want to do? You witness this?
I'm gonna attempt to take them out. Can I? Well, okay. Fireball is a third level spell. Can I fireball them without hitting these two? Just
They're
by
in-
like
They're
centering
in
over
melee
here?
with both of them. So there'll be a chance that you'll cop both of them, or you can put it right at the edge and give it a chance that those are not in it.
Could maybe do a better, more careful spell. Right, I'm gonna move here, and so the range of this spell is just 5 feet, and cast Thunder Wave as a third level spell, and that's a con save of 17, and if they fail, they're gonna get pushed 10 feet. I mean, this one's probably not, but this one's gonna get pushed 10 feet away.
Yep.
So let
Does
me
it-
roll the damage.
Does it do damage?
Yeah, it does.
Wave does damage.
Okay. Because that's
So
going
it's a
to
third
hit
level Thunder Wave.
Ash as well, I believe. How far out does it go?
Oh yeah, 5 feet. Oh shit, snap. Yeah.
That's a cube 15 foot, man.
15-foot cube.
Oh, snap, sorry.
So
15 feet.
5, 10, yeah.
So, hold up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot moving. Sorry about that. Yeah, a 15-foot cube would hit these, right?
Did it also hit Ash at that point?
Yeah.
Is there no way to hit them without hitting Ash?
Well, it's a cube. So
Not
if it was like a cone, then possibly. But like since it's a cube, you'll still involve either Sharpie or Herculois.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, it'll probably just be Ash then.
Okay. So you stand over there, you stamp your foot, a wave of thunder goes rolling out, and what do they do? Saving throws versus what?
Just Constitution saving throws for DC 17.
Constitution. Okay. All right. And how much damage?
21.
21. Oh, okay. One of them is blown ragged and is still standing, but has most of the flesh blown off it. The other one casts aside or takes a bit of cover from the well and takes some damage. Ash, you
So
don't
the
do
one that failed to save is gonna move 10 feet, like here.
There we go.
Yep.
If he moves past Shell, will Shell get an opportunity attack?
No, it's not. It's involuntary for him. It's like a push.
Okay. Yep.
When that happens, can I do brace though?
No, he hasn't ended his movement in your square.
No, within 5 feet though.
He hasn't ended his movement. He got pushed there.
Moves when the creature you can see moves into the reach you have.
It doesn't say anything about voluntary or involuntary.
Yeah, and it doesn't either for any of the other for it's about whether you're pushed.
All right.
You can't do brace.
Okay. All right.
Is he prone? Does he get knocked over from that? Or just pushed
So let me check. Just push back.
back? Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I'm gonna try and knock this guy into the well with telekinetic shove. That's a DC 17 strength saving throw.
Okay. And is that directly away from you? Do you have to move a little bit further around or something, or can you do it in any direction?
I can one creature I can see within 30 feet of me.
Okay, alright.
Toward or away.
Sure.
So I could move like here, but I haven't take. Okay, yeah, I probably won't be able to do that.
That's fine. He does a save, he fails it, and goes toppling into the well. And, pop, and you hear a splash.
Yeah, telekinetic shove, baby, and that's my turn. Sorry, I messed up the spell, but yeah.
That's alright. Sharpie.
Sharpie will telepathically call Ryder an idiot for knocking something into an undead thing into the well we're drinking out of, but he can't move.
Oh shit!
Alright.
He yells back, "It's extra protein."
Any action, Sharpie?
Can I take an action?
Yeah.
No, I thought
Oh,
you
no,
said he
you're
was
paralysed.
paralysed.
Oh, yeah, but I think you get a save at the end. Yeah, you can. Saving throw at the end of your turn. Oh, no.
Nope.
9.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, still twitching. Still twitching. Shell.
Watch Jackus kill the first creature and just say threat pacified and start to put away his sword. Then he sees the other two come out. Threats reacquired. And the one that comes up to him, he'll swing at that one.
Okay.
Let's see. Great sword. Let's go, baby. Oh my god, he's rolling dog shit tonight.
10 is...
Alright, that's a whiff.
Yeah, 10's
I assume. Does a 10 hit?
No, 10 doesn't.
Damn.
Get a second
Alright,
attack?
second attack.
Yeah.
That's better. 21.
Okay. Alright, you kill it. You pound it.
Excellent. Just smash it into the dirt with the great sword, and then he'll walk over to the well. So 5, 10, 15, 20. He'll step past Sharpie,
Yeah.
and he'll look down into the well. What's the ghoul doing in the well?
It's climbing up.
It's climbing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not really gonna. There's no point doing a rage at the moment. Yeah, he'll just stand by the well, and he'll just look down inside and he'll just say, "Threat reacquired."
Okay. Jackus, you're in the lettuces.
I'm gonna move.
Oh, you're very muted. Bring those microphones in.
I'm gonna move 35 feet here,
Okay.
Nice.
and I'm just gonna wait for the ghoul to come out so I can hit him with the mace or my hammer.
Okay, so ready in action. When you get a chance, you'll whack him with a melee weapon. That's okay.
Yeah.
Ash Louise.
Can I use like half my movement to pull Sharpie away and like onto the other side of me?
Yes, you can. He's paralyzed, isn't he? Yep.
I will pull Sharpie around. And then, as an action, I cast Lesser Restoration and heal his paralysis.
Nice.
All right.
Touch like a glowing silver hand and go like, "We'll have you right as rain, Arch."
Ups a daisy. Okay, very good. Okay.
Oh, that sucked. Thanks.
Oh, this guy failed his climbing check. Okay, come. You see him. You're watching there, waiting tentatively. You're like Inigo Montoya, waiting for this guy to climb up the cliff. And he gets, 10 feet up or so, and then slips and splashes back down into the water.
Okay.
Ryder?
Then
Hey, I'm gonna say look at over there, but be like, "You've got this, right, boys?" And I'm gonna walk over to Ash, and then we're like, "Oh my God, I've hit you with the thunder. Okay, I'm so sorry about this. We're just gonna fix this right up." And I'm gonna cure wounds her, uh, to get rid of like the bruising from the thunder damage at a second level.
Okay. 16 health back, Ash. That
That
should
is
put you
good.
back up to full.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to whoever has the readied action on hitting the ghoul. Who's that?
I think that's Jackus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so Jack is
Jackus,
going to
yeah.
get the Bardic Inspiration. And
Okay.
how I'm going to do it is I'm going to be like, hey there, those muscles are looking awfully bulging today. And that's my inspiration.
Okay, so inspiration and healing. Very good. Sharpie, you're conscious. Conscious but prone in the letter.
All right. Sharpie's going to stand up,
Okay.
go to the door. I can't tell which one's the door on that image,
That's it.
and just have a peek through and spend his action just seeing what else is in the house.
Okay, you peek through, and it looks like a unremarkable farmstead. It looks comfy. Looks like a nice place to live. It's a fireplace, rug, table, very simple.
Yep, he's just there, and that's his turn.
Okay. Shell.
The ghoul making his way up the well, or did he fall back in?
Let's see. He fell back in, and then Ryder cast his heal, and then Sharpie.
Okay. So the ghoul did it actually hit the water?
Let's see. No, it didn't. It's caught up in the bucket.
Okay, so it hasn't compromised the water.
That's so funny to just think of a huge ghoul just in a bucket trying to crawl out of a well.
Yeah.
Raise by the bucket. Use the bucket to raise it up. And I'll hit it.
Give him a boost.
Yeah, I'm just start wheeling him up. With Shell's commune nature earlier on,
Yeah.
is this the only clean water source in 3 miles of us?
You don't know for sure, but it feels like this is probably the right location that you sensed.
With commune nature, I instantly gain knowledge of 3 facts up to my choice.
Yeah.
I was asked to find water, and I would know exactly where water would be.
Right. Okay. So there's
So would this be the only one?
you would have got multiple pings of things like springs or soaks and stuff that take just a little bit more effort. This one
Okay.
has been the brightest.
This is the closest. All right. So Shell looks down at this thing, assesses that the water is still clean to drink, and obviously the logical thing to do is to get the ghoul out of the thing before we march off to another water point. So he's going to, if the ghoul's tangled up in the bucket, he will reach out and grab the rope and pull the bucket up
Okay.
with the ghoul in it.
Yep.
And then when he pulls the ghoul out, he's going to try and grapple the ghoul to pull it out of the well.
Okay.
No, but when
So how are we going to do that?
Okay, so I think that for now, the action is wheeling in the bucket. So in your 6 seconds, your action is sort of holding the guy up, which you can do no problem with your strength. It doesn't require a check for that.
All right.
And in this instance, that will trigger. Like he's not moving into your square, Jackus, but that's irrelevant. You were just readying an action when someone becomes within range. So
Yeah, you were ready to murk it anyway, so...
So you've actually given up.
I gotta
As Shell is wheeling up the bucket, he says, "Associates, we must not ruin this source of water." And as he pulls the ghoul out of the water,
Yep, Jackus, you
out of the well, I
can
should
have a
say.
game of t-ball and have a crack at the ghoul.
Okay. 26.
Oh,
Yeah, baby.
boom. Okay. Right, you're back.
And then I'm gonna use my crusher feet to push him 5 feet away from the well.
nice.
Okay,
This
so
poor thing, it got pushed into the well, pulled out of the well in a bucket, and then pushed again.
Yes, you're playing soccer.
It's a new game called Ghoul Ball.
Yeah. It's like hockey. Okay, so Crusher Feet smashes it. You do... Is it 11 damage?
Yep, 11 damage. 8
Okay.
bludgeoning, 3 raid.
Okay, that is enough to destroy the beast. And we move out of combat at that point. Shell, you're holding the rope in the bucket. There's a couple of dead farming peasants laying around in what would otherwise be a little farmstead.
We're still holding onto the bucket. We'll turn to Jackus and say, Associate Jackus, good work. And you hold his hand up for a high five.
Give you a high five. But I carefully take the Mace of Smiting away first, because if this touches a construct, it does the real damage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, constructs beware of Jackus's mace.
Ryder walks up to the group and scratching his head like because he's a bit of a dumbass. He's like, oops, totally forgot what we were here for. But I mean, I saw the thing, I saw the well. It just looked too good for me to not do it. My bad, my bad.
Shell will turn to Ryder and say, Associate Ryder, dehydration is a horrible way to die, I've been told.
We have means of magically purifying and creating food and water if it truly comes to it, but this is a valuable source. Should we? We need to organize a burial for these poor farmers at some point.
Before we do that, Ash, let me just check there aren't any more undead in the area.
Yes, good idea.
We'll just shift back to Sharpie in that case while you're
Sharp
searching the
just
area.
investigate the hut.
Yeah.
Divine Sense.
Sharpie, there are some notes. It's not a journal or anything, but there's some pieces of paper on the side table there. And it looks like they've been marked off days. It looks like they might have been here for quite a few months, and they've just been not going to market at all since the market became unsafe.
About how long ago did it become unsafe?
This is probably about 6 months old, this entry.
And when did the entry stop?
A few weeks ago.
Alright, interesting. Any indication of where market was? Like a town name or
Yeah, further inland, and there is a bit of a track that the wagon would carry, but there's no sign of a mule or horse or ox or anything like that.
more like, is there any indication of like where we actually landed, like what
Oh, I see.
coast or what
Okay.
city we're near?
Yes. Yeah, so there was. I can show you when we move back to the main map, but there's a.
Yeah,
you
cool.
You were blown northeast and hit the peninsula that you were running around.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Pass that on telepathically to the rest of them.
Okay. And searching the area, Jackus, you don't find any evidence of any other undead or living beings. You find quite a few chickens that have been ripped apart.
And some chickens that weren't ripped apart.
Yes.
Wow.
Dinner.
The longest-legged chickens. They're still there. They survived the zombie apocalypse.
Alright, looks safe, Ash.
Out of character, what god does Jakku serve again?
Deer.
Ah, that's right, okay. I go, well, if the Paladin of Tyr says so, that's good enough for me.
So you've got some sort of like goat skins to fill up with water, and you can do that now if you choose, and either head on, head back, or stay here. What do you want to do?
as soon as all threats are pacified, Shell will start filling the skins
Okay.
with the water from the well.
Okay. So you fill the skins.
Shouldn't we like? Could we not say like inform the crew and they can get set up a convoy or something? Like inform the crew and get them to send a party out to get barrels or whatnot.
I will do this, and he'll like pick up all the goat skins, turn around, and start walking back to the boat.
You get the idea that.
Is there a wagon or a cart behind that?
There is. You could probably push that or pull it. It's only 2-wheel. It's not super heavy.
Somebody else can do that, but I'll point it out. It might be easy to just shift barrels of skins on that.
I'm gonna tie it around Ice's neck so she can act like
Okay.
to pull the cart.
Okay. All right. So you rig up the harness for Ice to pull the cart. It's a bit heavy going for Ice. Like Ice is big enough and strong enough for this sort of stuff, but not built for torque, built for speed. But it's not. It's only a short distance back to the ship. Shell's got.
We could just start a farm here.
Yep. And the rest of you make it back to the shore.
Sure.
Take chickens and vegetables with us.
Okay. Oh yeah, fresh.
I'd like to do religion and medicine checks on the corpses as well, just to see if this is the product of like any necromancy or arcane necromancy or something else.
Yeah. Okay. You can do medicine, arcana, or religion for that matter. Your choice.
Can anyone help me with a medicine check? Anyone else?
They can't help. But they can't help, but they can roll as well, and if they pass, they decrease your difficulty. But if they fail, they increase it. So you want to have helpers that are good at it.
I can Shell.
Yeah.
Okay, Shell, you go for it. Roll yours first.
All right. That work? Yep. 24.
Okay. And what about you, Shell?
Didn't I bloody do that? Come on, roll, damn it. Hang on. I think, let me refresh. D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it wasn't happening for me either, rolling from another screen tonight.
There we go.
Yeah, mine's been a bit fussy as well.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
18.
Very good.
So the 18 is going to decrease the difficulty for Ash, and she can see ghoul bite marks on 2 of the farmers. It looks that are quite fresh. Looks like one of them must have probably bitten the other 2.
But is there any idea that this is an infection that is spread by biting? Or...
Spread by what, sorry?
On a 24, do we think that the bite spreads the undead at all? Or...
Yes, it's consistent with the rumours that you've heard.
Oh my.
But there's a difference here. Yeah, it looked like they rose a much so that the wounds had a lot of time to fester before the creature rose. So it wasn't immediate. It's not like you get bitten, you die, and then you jump straight up.
It's like incubation period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have to die, or is it just like lycanthropy?
The notes in the journal from the note from Sharpie, they're not a journal or any really strictly well kept, but there's a few just dot points, I guess, or jotted rumours, and it mentions people previously, like a couple of months ago, anyone who was killed by these things would rise almost straight away.
Okay.
But that it seemed to have either stopped or ceased. And now, while there's still a lot of undead around, it's not spreading in the same way as it used to. Gods be praised, but it hasn't helped them.
All right. Thank you.
So heading back to the ship.
So,
Oh, yeah, go on.
where was Gods Be Praised written? On the side of the house?
On the notes that the farmer would have been making. It's mostly full of things like markings of different full moons and seasonal stuff, plantings, wind differences.
Anything unusual in the past year?
Yeah, well, the people being infected by undead and then them infecting others. And it very quickly spreading, and that's why these people sort of decided to hole up and not go to market or back to town anymore. It looks like they're in some sort of really remote or outlying farm.
On the medicine check, are the ghouls all the same age roughly, or is it a case where like one zombie broke out of a grave, like an old corpse broke out and then infected fresh
they all look
people?
about the same age. They don't look like they've been buried.
Ashley Louise suggests a pyre of some kind for all the bodies.
Okay.
Oh, there's plenty of wood, or just throw them in the hut and torch that.
Fire for the bodies.
There's no need to torch the whole hut, surely.
Alright, well,
Yeah,
Just
Shell
this
will look at
sound
the
of
house and say,
fortune
if contamination is a risk, we should burn the building.
Oh,
We
I
should,
sup- oh, I
we should also
I guess.
check all people who have been touched by creatures.
Oh, don't worry. We've been in a city that had some kind of arcane plague. We are very familiar with the procedures. Oh, it's quite a story. I'll tell you on the ship.
Intriguing.
Okay, so you build a pyre.
Well, if we're gonna do this, we could just torch the building down, and you see Ryder kind of creates like a little flaming ball in his hands, just ready to fireball whenever you give the word at the hut. We're burning the house down, right? That's what we decided on?
Is that a funeral pyre?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we decided on the hut.
Okay. Okay, Ryder.
So I'll just let them chuck the bodies in there first,
Yep, they're in there
and
now,
then
laid to rest. On
Ash
the
will do it. Ash will do a short prayer. She'll do a prayer service
Okay.
as you load up the corpses.
my favorite spell. Into the
Oh
building.
wow!
All right. Okay, this building is cleansed. All right. Once again, you leave a burning wreck as you head off back to the ship. You find the crew hard at work splitting some logs that they've found and selecting a mast replacement. And they say it'll be a couple of
Nice work.
days to repair the ship, so make yourselves comfortable.
Walk over to like a stump by the near the boat and just sit down on it and just not move.
Yep.
She'll just be
He's just staring at everybody. Well, kind of staring. You can't really tell what he's thinking.
Yeah. So you look like one of those totem poles or a tiki or a statue just...
Kind of, but just sitting.
Yeah. Oh, sitting. Okay.
Actually, you know what? No, it's better if he's standing.
All
He just stands there.
Yeah, all right. Some of the crew start getting bored throughout this time, and they say, "I think it's time for a hunt." What do you think?
Let's see. Basement.
Oh, just watch out for ghouls.
Do we get to nap before we go hunting?
Yeah, or we could go hunting tomorrow. Go foraging, see what we can find.
Sure. Yeah, just take us with you.
Okay. So a couple of groups of the of Jacus's mercenaries are all taking off their armor, and getting ready for quiet movements and things. Some of them have got bows, and they're going to go and do a hunt. If any of you wish to accompany them or go yourselves.
Will do the same thing he did when he first got off the boat and kneel on the ground and cast Commune with Nature.
Okay.
So he's within the 3 mile radius. He'll be able to see any decent animals, hunting animals.
Okay. You sense boar in a certain direction inland. Something that you can head towards.
Yeah, he'll stand back up and say, I've found boar, and then just walks off into the forest, like beelining straight forward for
Okay.
boar.
Is anyone going boar hunting with Shell?
I will go boar hunting with Shell, and I will ask Ash to come with.
You have to bring that.
I would love to.
Bring that microphone in. So Ash, are you and Ryder going boar hunting as well?
I would not feel comfortable letting our, new people and Shell just wander out by themselves.
Okay. Sharpie?
Our ghouls about.
Yeah, just making sure nobody goes off by themselves and gets
Okay.
ghoulified.
That would be bad.
Well, the backstory on that spell, Ash, is I was playing a character where I was sisters with another PC, and we're both clerics, and so our DM homebrewed a spell for us that would basically allow us to put up an unhittable ward in the middle of combat, because we were both warcasters.
Nice.
Okay, so you're walking
Oh,
through
it is fun to be like high level, but I really don't have good high level spells.
I think it's almost just upcasting the spells you do have is better in some ways.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so who's leading this? Who's the survivalist here? Anyone got to the survival proficiency?
Sharpie does.
Half proficiency in everything.
I missed that. It's a bit mumbled.
I just said I have a half proficiency in everything.
Oh, you have proficiency in survival?
No, just half.
Okay. All right. So Sharpie, do you want to do the survival check then for the tracking of the boar?
17 plus a d8. Hang on, still rolling. $20.
Okay. You believe that you have tracked these boars, but they're big, like a lot bigger than you would expect just natural, boars to be. Which is big anyway, just a wild pig.
We have unnatural boar.
Immense.
Maybe ghoul boars. Huge ghoul boars.
Ghoul boars. And you track this to a thicket. Now I'll draw a circle around the thicket just so that it's a bit clear what I'm talking about.
Is this the next day?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So
it
you
is?
see the,
Okay.
the green circle there is this thicket, and you can hear.
I can't really see the green circle because of
Yeah.
light stuff.
Anthony, can you drag ice again for me? Sorry.
Blue? Oh, I know what it is. Huh. Better?
There we go.
Okay.
Right, Shaku just telepath let people know.
Nailed it.
Balls are in there.
Have you ever, any of you boar hunted before? Or just
Semi-vegetarian.
you just do it with hammers? All right. So you hear an angry sounds from inside this thicket.
Okay.
And this immense boar comes hurtling out of it. And it stops at the edge of the thicket and then starts ripping up the ground around it, ripping up the vegetation. And eventually it turns its tusks on you, Jackus, and just charges. We'll have to roll initiative. The turn order's empty, by the way.
Can you drag? Yeah, can you drag ice?
Ice?
I still can't control him.
You can't bring
Or
ice on a
still
hunt.
don't.
He can't sneak.
Oh, I can't sneak either, to be fair.
Oh, true. I think the other hunters with you, the crew, would have suggested not bringing ice.
Okay.
Why is my initiative not going into the initiative bar?
Is that
Make sure you selected your,
Ah, yes.
because I've done that
Yep.
many times.
Thank you for reminding me. I'll have to write that down somewhere so I don't forget.
Yeah. Oh, I miss it like half the time.
There are like certain things about Roll20, like even when you're DMing, like it's just impossible to remember. Like, oh, switching on combat music or like turning on daylight lighting or giving him a I keep fucking those things up as well. Like Roll20
Yeah.
is a little bit less intuitive than D&D Beyond.
Hmm.
My favorite is for tabletops is Foundry.
okay? So I think everyone's
But-
in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing someone.
Shell's not in there. He's got a 13. So he's after Achilles. Achilles? How do you pronounce that? Like, do I keep screwing it up?
Ashleys.
Achilles? Fuck me.
Ash.
Ash. Alright. Ash. You are now Ash.
Ash, you're first.
Ash Louise, thank you.
Ooh. Okay. I will, as an action, cast a moonbeam straight down on it.
Blam.
Oh, do we have any moonbeams?
Eat shit, pig.
That's something for it.
Oh my god, I see what you're trying to do, Ash. It doesn't Moonbeam cause shapeshifters to drop out of their form?
It does.
No,
Just
that's
in
so
case.
sick.
Okay,
Just
so
in case.
It's also just
do you want to just
yeah, it's
draw
just like a 10-foot.
10 foot, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, 10-foot diameter, I believe.
Well, it says cylinder 5 foot in the thing.
5-foot radius.
Ah, okay.
So 10-foot. Yeah. So it's like a 2x2 square
Yep.
or cylinder.
Right on top of it.
Yeah, okay.
And then when it starts its next turn in the cylinder, it must make the save.
I see. And that'll occupy the
Wow.
same space as the boar. So I'll put it about like that, something. Okay, done. Ryder.
So, okay, I was hoping it would fall out of its shapeshifter form, but it didn't. Looks like it's just a regular boar, y'all. And because I want to stay with like the theme of going hunting, how big of a threat does this boar seem to me?
It's about as big as a horse.
Oh, Jesus,
That's a big paw.
Yes.
it's a big
Also, it hasn't started. It's only on its turn when it starts in the beam. Then I think it would be revealed if it fails to save as well. It'd be forced back into a previous shape.
Yeah, but it takes damage when you start as well, right? I don't know. Okay. I'll cast. Oh, yeah, I want to move up to it. Oh, yeah, I'm a caster. I forget this. And I wanna from this distance use my breath weapon.
Okay.
For what level are we now? 6th level, 11th level, 5d6, 46.
Okay.
Cold damage.
So you breathe out this blast of cold,
Jeez.
doing 4d6 damage, and it does what sort of saving throw?
It does. Sorry, can I just lick this?
Constitution.
So
Yeah. DC
Okay,
13. So yeah, it makes it.
Okay, so it rolls an 18, so saves, but so it'll take 5 damage.
Yeah, and then as my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Dragon's Breath on myself for cold damage. But I won't do any damage right now. But I'm just gonna activate that Dragon's Breath for next time
Okay,
as my bonus action. Yeah, that's my turn.
alright. This ball goes, and it's starting in your moonbeam. It doesn't change into anything, but I think it's going to take some damage, Ashlois, if you want to...
Yes, it previously rolled 17. It has to make a DC 16 con save, or take 17 radiant, or half.
Okay. Okay.
Oh! Takes half of whatever 617 is.
That's okay.
7, I guess? Oh no, 8.
Alright, looks it's getting angrier and angrier
8
with
radiant.
all this damage as the burning rays from above cut through its shaggy matted fur, and it goes blatting straight at you, Ryder. Doosh. What's your armor class? Better than 13, I'm assuming.
Oh, muted. Sorry, 16.
Okay, alright. It misses you, so you dodge to one side. However, squealing out of the underbrush, another one comes sailing through and crashes into you, Jackus. Now this is ending its movement.
Brace.
Yep. You can use your reaction to spend a dice and attack it once. Armor class 19 hits.
I'm gonna pump a level 1 Divine Smite.
nice.
Wow.
24.
Okay, you stagger the beast. It's far from dead though. And it comes spearing in. But missing. You dodge to one side as well. Shell. It's a target-rich environment. What do you want to do?
Or run up and like basically gore Ryder, and he'll say target acquired, and his eyes will turn from that soft orange to like a bright red,
Okay.
and he will rage,
All right.
and then he's gonna
stomp up to the boar, and he's going to take 2 attacks, reckless.
Nice.
Advantage roll. So that's 21 to hit.
It hits.
Hit. Roll that. For 11 damage. I'm going to go again. Second attack. Another 21.
It hits as well.
Ah, that was crap. For 6 damage.
Okay, it's still alive, despite all that. Moonbeam and your 2 strikes.
Okay.
That's turn, Jackus.
Shell will look to Ryder and say, Associate Ryder, you should step back.
It's good advice.
Jackus, turn 1 for you.
Alright, I'll take out my mace, so I'm dual wielding now.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack the boar. Me.
All right.
Uh,
What's your primary weapon?
see.
What's in the right hand? The mace?
The mace, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
18 to hit,
18.
and I'm gonna do. Does that hit?
That hits.
Yep, I'm gonna do a trip attack.
Okay.
Has to do a DC 17 spell save or be prone.
It fails that and falls over. You sweep its legs out with the mace.
Alright, so I have advantage on this next one. Oh, 12. I guess that
Oh, armor class
misses.
12. No, it hits.
Oh, okay,
wow.
cool. 10 damage.
Okay.
And then third attack. 20.
You clock it with this attack,
I'm gonna
and you hear its skull crack, but it's still standing there somehow.
I'm gonna push it 5 feet back.
Now, is this your third attack now with the 20 with trauma?
Yeah.
And that's what pushed it back?
Yep. The
Okay.
12.
It staggers back. It's been tripped over, pounded, and then knocked back, and it dies after the 3 attacks.
Amazing.
Alright. Yep, that's my turn.
Sharpie.
Actually, sorry, Sharpie's not going to go there. Sharpie is just going to aim and throw a psychic knife at.
Psychic knife, okay. Oh, natural. Okay.
Oh, nice.
14. 14, 29, 50 damage.
How much? 50? What?
50 damage.
60
Psychic.
damage. Okay, so your psychic knife kills the mind of this creature and it just drops, looking confused. And with that, you pause, breathing heavily, looking around, waiting for something else to crash out of the bush. But that's it. 2 enormous boars.
Very apt, very able, taken care of, gentlemen.
Yep.
Bag's not carrying this home.
There's going to be bacon tonight. The others that you're travelling with come in and expect that they would normally slaughter it on the spot, and then just carry limbs back.
Shell will help the slaughtering process.
All right. And there's lots to carry too, so your strength will be well received if you can lift something pretty heavy. Okay, and you bring some food back to the group. I'm going to move us all back again. Now, I think we're all working there. I'm just going to come back to the main map. Launch page, that's it. So if you look on the map, you reckon you're in here somewhere, just off the course of the race. Don't know for sure.
The zombies have made it up here. Looks like it's going to be in trouble.
But otherwise, the 2 days passes uneventfully and the ship is adequately repaired enough for you to carry on. And Shalasta's asking you, what do you think from here? Are we dropping you off at Port Nyanzaru?
Hey, are we?
I believe that is the plan.
Okay, so she plots a path across. Again, open water, and it'll be a few days of travel. Hopefully. Nothing untoward. Okay, can I have another... Yeah, go for it.
Ash can prepare the create food and water spell and just create food. So she might do that just so that we have it. And
Yeah.
rather than we save some supplies, in other words.
Okay. Yeah, there's nowhere to stop in now.
Yeah, making it straight to Port Nazaru.
If I use all my spell slots of 3rd and above to create food and water, I can sustain 135 people with food and water.
Alright.
I think we'll have plenty of food and water for a trip like that. Probably gonna take like a week.
Even so, always good to save it.
Okay, so other than seeing large ocean fish, whales, maybe the occasional shark that cruises past the ship, you cross this section of ocean without incident. About 3 days in, you think far to the west, you can see some large thing in the sky. Maybe 20 miles away. Yeah, long way off.
Go take a look.
3 miles.
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, miles away.
Okay. Okay.
Sharpie, did you want to fly towards it?
Yeah. Sharpie is going to fly over and take a look.
Okay. Alright. So you fly off towards it.
What?
Are you going to leave side of the ship? I'm now asking again, just because otherwise you've got to try and track your way back to the ship, or find your way back to the ship.
Oh, well, I can see it from the ship, so presumably if I go to near it, I can still see the ship, so...
Yep.
But yeah, he will leave the side of the ship if he has to.
Okay. Alright, so you fly towards it, and eventually, after going, a couple of miles, you can tell that it looks like a giant oblong ball, and it's just floating, and but travelling against the wind, going north. It's some sort of airship.
Wow.
Alright, well, definitely go have a look at that, because that's interesting.
Okay.
How far up is it again, sorry?
Oh, it's high in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked like a dot from the ship, but you could see it because it's not below her horizon because it's high up in the sky. Yeah, so Sharpie, you
Any way
approach.
we can signal this?
3 miles away.
You must have some fireball or something that, you know, can make a flare.
Yeah, but then me shooting a giant ball of fire could be seen as an aggressive action.
Oh, not at them, like, you know, but just so they see the explosion.
Sharpie, you travel about half the distance towards it. You can tell it's pretty big, like maybe 50 to 70 feet long, not quite 100. They're big. And it looks like there's another ship or a vessel of some sort slung underneath this big blimp. But when you get to about halfway, it changes tack and changes direction and turns away from you and starts to head northwest.
Yeah, I don't really want to tire out my owl. It's not a long distance flyer, and I'll head back to ship.
Okay. All right, so Sharpie can fly back and relay what he saw.
He'll do that.
So it's like a fantasy version of a Zeppelin, something along those lines. If anyone has history proficiency, you can have a roll, see if you can remember something about it.
No.
Yeah, there's not. Intelligence is the party's dumpster. Well, Sharpie, you must have something. You're a wizard.
History and religion are the ones I don't have.
Oh, I see. You have proficiency in them, right? Yeah. Okay.
Could I try with my half proficiency?
Yes. Yeah. Because you might know something about it.
Okay. But I only have a little bit.
So what'd you get there? Is that a 17, Saber? Rider?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I should change it. Keep the question.
Yeah. You can change the picture and the name.
Of the picture.
The nation to the west, the Latan, they are known for their inventions, mechanical inventions, including airships.
I want to walk up to Ash. Finally, I know something that somebody else doesn't. I will jock like lean against the pole and convey this information. Be like, so you probably don't know this, but the nation of Latan, you said?
Yep.
They're the ones with the technological advancements that make an airship such as that one possible.
Oh, I'm impressed.
He does a little bow.
They have these ballista that shoot balls of iron rather than long spears, using black powder.
Strange magic and alchemy, to be sure. I don't know. I've met one too many insane wizards in my time to. Although some wizards have been my friends too. So to be fair.
Okay. So you carry on.
Did you say Sharpie was a wizard?
What was that?
Is Sharpie a wizard or is Sharpie a rogue?
Yeah, he's a multi-class. He's got a bit of wizard.
He dabbles.
And we had a wizard NPC as well. Previously.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's sticking to your trajectory then, not deviating at this point. In which case,
Jacuz's ship, it's his decision. I would be interested to visit Lantam, but I also, if we may not be able to afford the delay. So, yeah. Mind you, maybe they know what's going on though. If they're like, very intelligent and they have air capability, maybe it is worth asking them. What do you guys think?
I mean,
I don't
I
think goose chasing
personally
is
don't think
worthwhile.
we should be messing around with someone who seems to have a lot more firepower than we do. And he points to the rickety ship, condition of the ship. We just barely hobbled this ship together from wood we found on an island. I think they'd decimate us if they thought of us as a threat. But definitely after, I hear, what's the name of the place again? I hear Latana's beautiful this time of year.
I take your word for it.
Say associate writer is correct. This race will decimate us if we are attacked.
Oh, these are huge distances. This is like a full continent.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you guys have never been to Chult.
Nope.
No, never. I've never been this far.
Yeah, get ready to get your ship pushed in.
Okay, who am I missing there? Is that Ash?
What should we be on the lookout for? Sorry, what?
I'm just.
Oh yeah, you're missing me. There we go. The old token, I think. It's still got the symbols on it. You have a new token?
Ah, that's. Where were we just then? The farm. Oh no, the wilderness. The boars, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just paste that in there. So now you should be able to see it. So just by putting your tiles in there, you'll be able to see the map. So you know from your map that there's the Bay of Chult, which leads into and protects what is known as Port Nyanzaru. Shell, I think that you would know about what you need to do to enter this bay. If you want to relay that,
Yeah.
you can.
We'll approach the captain and say, Captain, do you know of the giant turtle?
Giant turtle? No. Presume the party's around at this point too.
Yeah, probably. There is a giant turtle that guards the land of Chult. We must give an offering.
No. We?
Oh, how cute! We met a giant whale in our adventure. I wonder if the turtle will be just as friendly.
The turtle is not friendly.
Oh.
It is given an offering.
What
What does it like?
I actually forget what the offering is. What's the offering, DM? Shall I roll history?
Treasure.
It's been a while since I've been there.
Yeah.
Just
treasure.
It is
You want to
designated
let me
as
talk to
a
it.
dragon class, so anything gold will probably help.
How about this? Someone help me 50 gold. I'll talk to the. What did you say it was? A turtle?
A dragon turtle.
A dragon turtle.
sounds
I'm a
like
dragon.
Christmas.
I'm a dragon person. He's a dragon turtle. I get it. And I'm sure that this dragon turtle won't be able to resist my wily charms.
No.
Oh boy.
Associate Rider, your death is almost assured.
I just wish to ask for a safe passage, but I feel like I would be the best person to commune with this dragon turtle.
Associate Rider, if you are suicidal, I can help you. End your life.
No, I'm just saying, like you could talk to the turtle, but I feel like the turtle accepting smaller amounts of gold and being persuaded to let us pass without killing us will be higher if I spoke to it, because I'm also a dragon.
Well, if the turtle rider screws up, I'm all for letting Rider go talk to the turtle.
Shell will stand there looking at Ryder for about 5 seconds, and then he'll say, "This is acceptable."
Stunning, gorgeous. Now everybody fork over some gold, and he opens a little bag.
Just to check, DM, does Shell have a general idea of how much it would take to pacify the turtle? I forget its name.
It's variable, so it's not
Okay,
like there's
just
not like
depends
a
on the day,
set
basically.
fee or anything, but it's not in the thousands. It's
Yep.
just below that.
Okay. So yeah,
I
he'll
think that maybe
just
100
watch.
gold will do.
He'll just watch impassively, like
Okay. So as you sail, enter the Bay of Chult, the sea ahead roils and churns, and waves crash over the bow of your ship, unnatural waves. And what you realise as these waves start washing over the front, over the prow, that they're driven by a sawtooth hills, and it's these sawtooth hills that are pushing the water, causing this heaving foam. Water streams off the rising crags like rivers crashing down a mountain, and the last thing, emerging island, stops, growing in size, although the sea around still tosses your ship like it's like a drifting feather. A huge blast of steam erupts, much like a whale's spout, but superheated seawater. And suddenly there's a rainbow as the ship drifts through an unnatural rainbow in the mist, and this immense beak and a milky eye in the mist comes and regards your ship like a hogshead cast, staring blindly in direction. As the water starts to calm, you can also spot a dozen or so shark fins circling the ship. And I'm going to paste this into Discord.
do not be alarmed. I am told it smells fear.
Well, it won't be smelling any on me.
Ooh.
So, wow, it kind of looks a lot like me, Lamau.
If you look in Discord, you'll see the picture of the ship to the dragon turtle, and it starts talking. Possibly not in a
I
language
want
you
to
understand.
get up to the front of the ship. Oh, is it
Cast
Draconic?
Oh, hang on, or maybe. What does Ryder speak? Do you speak Draconic?
Yeah, I'm a dragonborn.
Dragonborn,
Okay.
yeah.
So he's speaking native Draconic.
Yeah.
Chat and cast and language.
Okay.
I'd be like, I want to do a deep bow and be like, brother, I offer you an offering of gold as a symbol of peace, and I put my hand in a fist holding the bag of gold to my chest with 100 gold. I assume I've collected from the party, but if we need more, like we can get more. And I say, will this be enough?
Okay, let's have a look.
I hope he's happy. God.
In Draconic, he says, "I demand tribute, more."
I do not Or does he tell me how many that he needs? How many gold pieces he needs?
No.
Okay,
But how are you faring?
we're in the negotiation process. Um, fork over more gold, and I'm assuming that we're gonna subtract this from the rich members of the party eventually. But I double the amount, so now it's 200 gold, and be like, this is double my original offer. Do you still demand more? Oh, great one.
Um, uh, he opens his maw as if he's going to breathe across the ship. And you can see
Can I try and
that
persuade it to not do
there's
that?
gold in the mouth. You
Oh,
gather
nice.
he's expecting you to throw it in.
Yeah, I mage hand both the. In order to ensure minimal coin loss, I mage hand the individual bags into his mouth.
Okay. And the mouth closes, and all this time the head of this dragon has been sort of circling around the ship. So you've had to sort of talk to him by slowly spinning around. But what you find is him turning around your ship starts to create like a little whirlpool, and your own ship starts to spin slowly facing him, so that eventually you can just stand there and, you know, talk as you've been doing. And the mouth closes. He blasts a blast of steam out of his nostrils and then slowly sinks into the water.
This is the greatest experience of my life.
Some sudden fantasy have prevailed.
Ryder's gonna sit down on the boat, like taking a deep breath, like he's been holding his breath this whole time. Like, oh, okay, woo, that was a lot. Oh, that was okay. He was huge, and he looked like me, but he was huge.
Okay.
Do you think I'll get that big one day?
If you do, I want you in my group.
Yeah.
Your head might get that big, the rest of you maybe not.
I'm gonna disregard that command from my brain.
So how much did it take?
200.
200.
200. No. I'll
I feel like
I'll
it could
give
have
you
been a
the
lot more.
200.
Oh, I
I'll
didn't
give
have
you
it.
the 200. Oh,
I
you
just
did it?
assumed I was collecting it. So yeah.
Oh.
So you could have given it to me in the moment, sure.
Okay, so as you said, one of the rich people in the party will spring you for it. And you've paid your way through into the Bay of Chult and finally arrive at Port Nyanzaru. You're finding the temperature and humidity oppressive, especially those of you wearing metal armour. Usually, while travelling across the sea, you probably would have taken it off just out of discomfort, you know, over the week or so that you've been this far south. And finally, you are permitted entry into the harbour ward of Port Nyanzaru, and we shall pick up next week, finally having arrived in Chult.
Next week or
Exactly.
Next
fortnightly?
fortnight. Next time. Yes.
I forget. Next fortnight. All right. Next time on Flurry of Foes.
Dun, dun, dun.
This was a lot of fun.
I think you were giving us a warm up fights.
Warm up fight. Yeah, you got to test. You flex the muscles. Get.
Yeah.
Just to flex it a bit, you know, because once we really start, you're gonna throw the hard ones.
Yeah. Knock the rust off.
Well, you could have
So,
picked a fight with
how
a dragon
much-
turtle.
Yeah, I saw that turn order pop up, and I was like,
Yeah.
please, sir. No, thank you. Don't kill me.
The problem is, it
I'm
could,
more
quite easily sink a ship.
I'm more impressed with
Yeah.
myself because I had completely forgotten about that friggin' turtle from the first time we played.
Ah, yes.
I'm pretty sure we didn't pay a tribute. We outran it,
Ah, right. Yeah.
which is really dumb.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, so it actually works a little bit. So you've played through Tomb of Annihilation.
yes,
And this
it was
is set after that time, so this actually
Yeah.
fits that your character's been through it, done that, and whatever, or at least has familiarity with the some of the localities.
I think with Shell, like his intelligence is pretty trash. So like I reckon if you have to ask me to think about anything with Chult, I should roll a history check because the Tomb of Annihilation module I ran, it was heavily homebrewed. So there was a lot of stuff that we did that wasn't in the book. So I don't know how much I'll remember of that and how much it will be legit module. And even then, we didn't finish. We ended up TPKing. I think about 3/4 of the way through.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Okay.
but it was grueling.
All right.
Yeah, I would not do that. Sounds so tough.
Yeah.
Mm.
I might get you at some point to just give me a list or something of which localities you went to, because that'll help me if I know, because there's loads of places that you won't have gone to as well.
Oh yeah,
It's a bit of a-
I'll dig out my old notes and I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, with that, thanks everyone, and I'm going to run our closing music, and then we'll sign off. And welcome to our 2 new players.
Finally. Oh.
Ooh.
Yes.
I came to bow before God's throne, that I'm a gift to me, to fight against the dragon's power, to fight against the dragon's power out of my own free will.
All right. Thanks everyone. As you can see, I rope in some assistance with my music.
Are those your daughters?
Yes.
Ah, cute.
On the recorder and the vocals. All right. Very good. So we'll be keen to pick up in a fortnight.
Yes.
All
Excellent.
right.
All right.
Super
Thanks
duper
again.
fun.
See you, everyone. Bye.
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 Take care, guys.
Yeah.